Try me love. It's about to go down.
Y'all can't see me, hot like Panini, moves like Fushigi, never let you be me. Now you getting psyched out, thrown like it's wipeout. Keep running your mouth, step to me and you might find out. Lights out the Civic, yes you know I stay poppin'. ODSP, all the bitches when I drop it. I'm a straight fool with the fun, stay coppin'. Keep running your mouth, I'ma hit you like a poppin', yes.
Running your mouth, it's about to go down. Keep running your mouth, it's about to go down. Keep running your mouth, it's about to go down.
I'm all in, I'm here to receive it. No limits, got to believe it. Amen, I know that you feel it. From the ashes, rise like a phoenix. I'm all in, I'm here to receive it. No limits, got to believe it. Amen, I know that you feel it. From the ashes, rise like a phoenix. Loving you is so easy. You caked up and I squeeze it. We picking up all the pieces. Oh, my broken heart and we fix it. Make it better when you kiss it. We got to get it, yeah, we tips it. We getting drunk off our loving. They talk a big game, but they bluffing. Every time you in the clouds, they gon' try to bring you down. Do not let them just go ahead and get it, get it, get it, get it. Every time you in the clouds, they gon' try to bring you down. Do not let them just go ahead and get it, get it, get it, get it. I'm all in, I'm here to receive it. No limits, got to believe it. Amen, I know that you feel it. From the ashes, rise like a phoenix. I'm all in, I'm here to receive it. No limits, got to believe it. Amen, I know that you feel it. From the ashes, rise like a phoenix. This is how it needs to be. It comes so easily to me. I need to be with you. This is how it needs to be. It comes so easily to me. I need to be with you. I'm all in, I'm here to receive it. No limits, got to believe it. Amen, I know that you feel it. From the ashes, rise like a phoenix. I'm all in, I'm here to receive it. No limits, got to believe it. Amen, I know that you feel it. From the ashes, rise like a phoenix.
Before we begin today's game, the Langley Rams would like to acknowledge that we are gathered here on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Coquitlam, Katzie, Semiahmoo, and Matsqui First Nations, part of the Coast Salish peoples. We are grateful for the opportunity to play, compete, and cheer on this land, and we honor the indigenous peoples who have called this territory home since time immemorial. And now, ladies and gentlemen, if you're able, would you please stand, please remove your hats, and join Stephen Rutherford in the singing of our national anthem.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
That's right, folks. Hello and welcome inside McLeod Athletic Park Stadium here. A beautiful day in the township of Langley. Justin Morissette with you. Jake Elliott away on assignment covering lacrosse. And I am pleased to be joined by Warren Andrews in the broadcast booth. Warren, thank you for joining me.
I'm so excited. Anytime you get a Cullen Cup semifinal rematch, it was so close last year with the Rams just losing by 4 points, you know there's going to be some bad blood with the players that returned from last season.
Absolutely. The Westshore Rebels in town here today visiting Langley. The Rams looking to bounce back after their previous outing a couple weeks ago now. Langley coming off a bye week. They were last in action up in Prince George against the Kodiaks, a game in which they fell 33-13. But prior to that, the Rams had a very successful outing here at McLeod, 28-2 winners over the Kamloops Broncos. We'll see if little home cooking does them well on their home turf here this afternoon.
Well, that game in Prince George really didn't help with Plana Hooper going down with an injury. And then Clark, the Mission quarterback, rookie, came in and struggled a little bit. And so hopefully Plana Hooper good to go. And if he is, two excellent American quarterbacks behind both centers tonight. Looking forward to seeing Gavin Session, who leads the league in touchdowns and passing yards, trying to hook up with number 4 Zion Brown and see what Cullen and company can do to neutral them.
And as I take a look here, in fact, Warren, Plana Hooper is on the injured list for today's action. So in at quarterback, likely to be Hunter Norman, who we did see earlier in the season, back in the season opener, in fact, against the Okanagan Sun. Plana Hooper left that game after the first quarter, and Hunter Norman took it the rest of the way. So he's had some reps under his belt already this season, but we'll see. That was a very tough game, obviously, to open the season against Okanagan. The Rams offense going over on the day.
Well, you know what? The nice thing is with Norman, he did face Westshore a couple of times last year, was 1-1 against them. So it's nice when you get a little bit of experience. Of course, new players in the lineup on both sides. This Westshore team, very talented. This is going to be a heck of a game.
And of course, the Rams coming off a bye week this past week means Langley had some extra time to practice, get things a little bit more tightened up here early in the season. So I'm sure it will be a more disciplined effort than we last saw here at McLeod. Not that discipline did them in, obviously, against the Broncos, but some early season penalties. It's something we see quite often here in the BCFC. Things tend to tidy up as the season moves along.
Well, Westshore, they rebounded from a real tough loss. Their only loss of the year, in fact. They were up 20 points late in the third quarter against the Okanagan Sun, and the Sun, in their Okanagan-like fashion, rebounded back and edged Westshore, which I'm sure kind of got them a little upset. And so they took that out on the Vancouver Island Raiders in a home-and-home these past 2 weeks, winning both of those games. So team riding high. That game, surprisingly, Zion Brown, who leads the league in receptions and touchdowns, held to one reception, -5 yards. So, he's going to want to rebound, and we'll see what this talented Rams secondary can do to nullify what he does out there, or at least limit it. I don't know if you can nullify him 2 games in a row.
I do remember that game. In fact, we were taking live looks over the course of the afternoon into the evening, myself and Jake Elliott, when it looked like Westshore was going to hand Okanagan their first loss of the season, but the sun, well, they never quite set now, do they?
No, I did last week. I did Okanagan against Valley Huskers, and I think the Huskers lost by 40 some odd points. It was not a pleasant home environment for Chilliwack in that game.
Very similar story here when the Sun came to town back in the season opener about a month ago now. But we are underway here from McLeod. The Rams will receive to begin this game. And what a return we are seeing here. Comes to a halt at around the 32. But a fine start as Natal Tedeschi on the kick return picks up about, I'm not sure, looked like 10 plus. Not exactly sure where he gathered it in, but we'll take another look here at the replay.
Did a nice job coming up the left side, and they kind of sealed things off and then decided once it was sealed off he was going to cut more towards the middle, and you can see him weaving there, and just a real nice kind of shoestring tackle at the end by Westshore to limit what could have been an even bigger gain.
Looked like 15 yards on the kick return there for Natal Tedeschi as the Langley offense takes the field for the first time so far this afternoon on what is a beautiful day for football here at McLeod Athletic Park Stadium. Some sort of conversation, however, going on in the backfield before this play gets started.
Interesting to see what Badenhorst can do, one of the new running backs for Langley Rams. 107 yards against Prince George and a touchdown last week, and kind of balances out what Bruce Jones and Ellie can also do. So a three-headed monster in the backfield for the Rams.
And we have seen some flashes the times that Badenhorst has carried the ball here at McLeod as well. And it is Hunter Norman in the pocket, set to take his first snap as this drive begins from the 33 in Langley territory. Norman looking for the pass, and it is incomplete on first down. Nearly looked like he had gathered it in. The target, Cam Neal, up the middle.
A real nice play here, and Norman stood in there to take a little bit of a hit, but the sticky gloves weren't on for number 80, and he couldn't reel that one in. And Neal having a decent season. When he gets the ball, he's averaging 14 yards a catch. He's only caught 4 of them so far this year, though.
The target on first down here, and of course, that pass unsuccessful. I would think that Hunter Norman looking for the sky yet again here on second down, 2nd and 10. And it is indeed a number of options. Norman scrambling out of the pocket. He gets the pass away. And I believe that was complete along the far sideline. Indeed, the sticks will move. We got a Langley Rams first down.
Good pressure from Westshore. First off, 3-man front and really collapse that hole, but then great vision there. And number 13.
Tyson
Galai. For the
Galai.
Tyson Galai, real nice grab there. Not even listed among the top receivers for the Rams. And boy, that's a big catch right there to keep this drive alive.
And this drive will continue with a first here on the Langley 46, and this time Norman will hand the ball off for the first run of the day in the hands of Damon Badenhorst, and he is forced out of bounds after a gain of looked like 6.5 at least, but we'll see where they spot it.
Yeah, Badenhorst is low and compact out of Culver City, California, and you see escapes the first tackle and kind of tripped up on his own feet there, and big enough to get momentum to get him another 3 or 4 yards on the carry, so it's 2nd and short.
My apologies. It looked like he had headed out of bounds along the sideline from our vantage point here, but came to a tumble a little ways before it. Norman takes the snap. Receivers in motion, and that pass is complete again to number 13, Tyson Galai, who's off to a hot start and gets another Langley Rams first down.
Well, Westshore brought a 5-man front here, lots of pressure. O-line did just enough to give him time to get that pass off, and beautifully thrown and beautifully snared pass makes up for the, it was the one that caught the last pass of number 13, Tyson Galai.
And I do like the way Alex France, offensive coordinator for the Rams, is running this drive so far. A good mix of passes and runs, and they go back to the rush right now in the hands of Damon Badenhorst yet again. Not quite as strong as his first carry, but he's able to rumble up the gut for about 3.5.
Yeah, just a small hole opened up, and then Westshore closed it real quick, so picks up about 3 on the play, but you can see there are 3 players in there tackling him. The first one, number 39 for the Westshore Rebels, Bruce Ruther, with a nice job there to wrap him up and got some help.
Hunter Norman takes the snap, fakes the handoff. Lone man back, gets the ball away. Was really, I thought, throwing the garbage there as he felt the pressure coming, but that nearly connected. And that is, yet again, Cam Neal, who got a hand on it but couldn't haul it in, and that's the story of the opening drive for Cam Neal as the kicking crew comes out onto the field.
Lots of pressure from Westshore there, and Manny Fatou, who is one of the veterans for the Rebels, really came off the left side there and almost knocked Norman's block off, but managed to get it off, unfortunately not caught by the Rams.
Fine punt. Will come down around the 16. And that kick return halted after a pickup of about 4. As that was number 81, Tristan Remus Aravallo, who picked up that ball and looked to scamper towards the near sideline, but eventually just ran out of room.
Yeah, real nice punt there by the Rams. Good hang time, allowed the kicking team to get down there. They're going to call that no yards, though, I believe, because he caught it and the player was within 5 yards. But it's always nice on special teams if you can get down there and limit, even if you're going to get the penalty, limit what they get, especially Westshore's got some excellent kick returners and punt returners, so you don't want to give them lots of breathing room.
Looks like this is a penalty that's going against Westshore, however. I'm not sure exactly how that all came
about.
No
yards, but I was mistaken.
Yeah, the Rebels now pinned deep in their own end. They'll start this drive 1st and 10 from their own 10-yard line. Gavin Session, pass up the middle, connects. Brady Jenkins able to haul that one in.
Nice play there. Session with some play action, little fake handoff to Vincent, and then boom, right over the middle, 83, wide open. Brady Jenkins, that's his 5th catch of the season, and a nice one to keep this Westshore drive alive, and 2nd and short now.
Sam Laspa, one of a pair of Rams defenders, in on that tackle, and indeed 2nd and inches. Session takes the snap. It's high. He's able to gather it in, and the pass is away and complete yet again once more to Brady Jenkins, and he is forced out along the sideline, pushed out by Cade Handy of the Rams.
Back-to-back receptions, this time for about 6 yards on the play, and Session gets that ball out of his hands so quick, and it's hard to get a quarterback on his back when the ball's already gone. So Rams may want to bring a little extra pressure here and there and test out his nerves. Looks
1st and 10 from the 25. Session scrambling now out of the pocket, will run the ball himself and slide to avoid contact after a pickup of looks like about 7 yards, let's say, to match his jersey number.
Yeah, real nice pickup here. Just realized that the pocket had collapsed and his receivers weren't open, so he scrambled, a little head fake there, and then he may be a rookie in this league, but that's a veteran guy. That's a guy out of the Texas system that's played a whole lot of football and realized it's time to slide instead of getting my head knocked off.
Let's see what he has up his sleeve here on 2nd down. Gavin Session peels out of the pocket, gets the pass away, complete along that far sideline, and that is connecting with yet again number 83, Brady Jenkins, I believe. Maybe Tyrell Hofflin, number 82, actually.
And I'm going to butcher this Rams last name, unfortunately, because I haven't called any Rams names yet. Jarius Pagtakan, I believe. What a terrific tackle nonetheless. So one-on-one with the receiver, and the receiver had absolutely nowhere to go. Just a brilliant tackle by a name that I'm struggling with at the moment.
Well, it is another 1st down here for the Rebels. And they will go back to the ground game here, a run that is wrapped up and didn't pick up many yards, maybe a 1.5 or 2. We'll see how the officials spot this. But the Rebels offense looking to switch things up and keep the Rams defense on their toes a little bit, putting the ball in the hands of Ryan Vincent.
Yeah, there was no deception on that play, and just a nice job wrapping up the running back, Vincent. Number 7, Cade Handy. Looking very handy on that play, taking him down.
as Gavin Session will peel out of the pocket. There's a flag on the field, but he does get the pass away, and it is complete. And oh my, look at the yards after the catch on this one. The Rebels just tearing up the turf. Finally wrapped up and brought down just shy of the 40. That one in the hands of Tyrell Hoffland. Quite the reception right there.
Yeah, I think this one's going to come back, though, as I think it was a hold against the Westshore Rebels right here. That's where the flag was thrown, boom. But what a terrific yards after catch, regardless of the penalty or not.
That is just beautiful football right there.
Really a lot of lanky receivers for Session to throw to for the Westshore Rebels. But, yeah, penalty's going to knock things back quite a ways and bring up second and long.
If you're a football fan of any team, you love to see a play like that. If you're a Rams fan specifically, you love to see that flag walk that play back and create a second and long situation right here from the 26. Rebels need a full 20 yards, and they might get it. The ball is away, and it's overthrown. Looking to connect yet again with number 83, Brady Jenkins, his favorite target of the day. But Gavin Session just overthrows that one, and out comes the kicking crew for Westshore.
Yeah, 31, Mug Hall, and 14, Pagtakian were the only two players really close enough to the ball for the Langley Rams. Good job covering, and hard to throw that on your offside on the run, and good arm strength there by Session, but he couldn't connect, and good job by the Rams to limit what Westshore could do in their first possession.
Punt looks like it's going to head out of bounds perhaps, and after a few bounces it does indeed do that, having evaded the grasp of Natal Tedeschi on the kick return. Looks like they're going to spot it at the 34, and that is where Langley will begin this next drive for Hunter Norman's offense.
Some of those line drive kicks so hard to reel in because they're coming in fast. You never know where the bounce is going to be, and that took a Westshore bounce and drove the ball back inside the 40 of the Rams. They had a good opening drive, though. Let's see if they can build on that.
They did indeed, and honestly, so did Westshore. We've seen some really fine offense from both of these teams in the early stages, though neither have gotten on the scoreboard. We are midway through the first quarter. Hunter Norman sends his receivers in motion, takes a snap, gets that short pass away on the screen, was looking to connect with Reggie Ely, but could not make that happen. Incompletion on first down.
I was going to say, really surprising that Ellie didn't reel that in, but a little bit underthrown. Ellie had to almost reach down near the shoelaces to scoop that up. He's having a good season receiving-wise, too. Third on the Rams in receptions with 6 of them for 39 yards so far this year.
And you know if he'd gathered that one in, he would have been off to the races. Unfortunately, just a little bit out of sorts, but they'll try again here on second down. Receivers in motion yet again. Norman will fake the handoff, get that ball away, up the middle, and it's picked off. The Rebels with an interception. Picked off by Bronson Pfeiffer. And he is brought down, but he will bring that drive for the Rams to an early end. Just 2 plays into their second drive of the day. An interception that will set up the Westshore offense now on the Langley 34.
Now Pfeiffer leads the team in tackles, so that'll be interception number 2 on the season for him, and just read that perfectly. Great tackle by the Rams, number 17, Tedeschi, to limit what he could get coming back on the play, but big turn of events for the Rebels here well into the Langley territory.
And suddenly that bounce on the punt looking very fortuitous indeed, as the Rebels offense goes right back to the aerial game, and it's another pass that connects with number 87, Aiden Bowles, his first grab of the day, and it'll pick up a pair of yards and bring up 2nd and 8.
Now Lauren, just a great job wrapping that up as we see another replay of that interception there. Eventually I'm going to try this telestrator. We have the telestrator today. It's the maiden voyage for it, but a good job to limit what the Rebels could do on that play.
And another big stop needed now for this Langley defense. As Session will put his offense to work, and the pass up the middle does connect yet again. Another completion into the hands of Brady Jenkins. And that has been quite the connection already, just 2 drives into the day for the Westshore offense.
Jenkins came in with 4 receptions. He's got 3 already here in the first quarter. Talk about letting the coaches know you'd like to be a little more involved in the offense. Did a good job, too, of snaring that in because he was tackled as soon as that ball hit his crest.
Gives the Rebels a fresh set of downs just outside the red zone here as well. 1st and 10 from the 21. Session looking for the pass. Yet again, able to connect this time along the far sideline into the waiting hands of Tyrell Hoffland yet again. And he has made some big grabs in this quarter already as well.
That came in with 20 receptions to the game, but a nice read there as Session just rolled out and played that where only his receiver could get it. Excellent coverage by the Rams, 14, Pagtakian.
Hoffland with a gain of 9 on that grab will bring up 2nd and 1. Ball on the Langley 13 now. Session looking for the end zone perhaps. No, just shy of it, but he'll find it nevertheless on the yards after the catch as Brady Jenkins, who has been the straw that stirs the drink receiver-wise really all quarter long, is the guy who gets the Rebels on the board.
Well, you watch what happens here, and Session, it's the little head fake. He did a quick little first read there. He kind of threw off the defenders off the scent, so to speak, which allowed his receiver the time to get open right over the middle, and Jenkins has been red hot here in the first quarter, and the Rams give up the first touchdown.
And credit Gavin Session as well. He has been surgical in his precision. That one overthrow notwithstanding, lethal accuracy from Gavin Session so far as the Rebels take a 7-0 lead.
Both of these defenses are really, really good for this league, and you've got to take what they give you and credit Session and the offensive coordinator of devising a plan to kind of nickel and dime their way through, taking what the Rams secondary gave them, and it pays off with the opening touchdown of the game. Let's see how the Rams can respond here, though. This is one of the better games I've seen from Norman in a while. He looks very sharp other than the interception.
And he will, of course, be hungry to try and erase that one. We've seen some strong carries as well early in this game from Damon Badenhorst. So there's a couple different options offensively that look hungry and ready to strike for Langley as the pushback begins in just a moment. Long boot goes all the way to the 11. Gathered in there by Tedeschi, who will cut into the middle, and he's taken down at the 26. Tough tackle, but the former New West Hayek springs back to his feet after a 15-yard pickup on the return yet again.
Once again, nice little reception on the left side. It looked like a hole was wide open there, and that closed in a hurry. Crash collision there as a pair of Westshore special teamers made sure Tedeschi wasn't going anywhere.
Luke Glenn, his own teammate, in fact, dropped what looked like a Hulk Hogan-esque leg drop on him afterwards, too.
I think that was worse than the initial hit, to be honest.
Regardless, Hunter Norman's offense going right back to work here. 1st and 10 from the Langley 27. And they will run the ball up the middle. A rush, I believe, in the hands of Badenhorst. Tough to see with the mess of bodies. But pickup of about 4 on that carry as we take another look at it here.
Yeah, just a nice run right up the middle. A little bread and butter play, if you will. Westshore knew that was going to happen. They had loaded up the line with 5 right up at the line, and linebackers also playing very tight.
It's about 4.5, let's call that pickup. So it's a short 6 they need here on 2nd down. Norman takes the snap, steps back, assesses his options, gets that pass away, and he's picked off yet again. This time a pick 6 all the way to the house for Seth Beckwith. Seth Beckwith, the 2nd touchdown of the day for the Rebels, coming not long after their first. And that's 2 straight interceptions for Hunter Norman after what looked like a promising start for the day for the Rams' backup QB.
Yeah, it's the first interception of the year for Mr. Beckwith, and You almost wonder if Norman thought he had the receiver wide open, looked down for a millisecond. When he looked up, the receiver wasn't there, and there's a guy sitting there in white and red, and that's the easiest catch he probably will ever make in his junior football career. So it's been self-inflicted damage for the Rams so far.
Yeah, really.
Today.
Defense has made some stops.
At a team like Westshore, you do not want to give them that momentum. You don't want to get them rolling. You're at home after being away 2 weeks ago. You haven't played at home for a couple of weeks. You played so well at home last time. You want to get the crowd into it. Always great crowds here at McLeod. And this next possession is so key, I think, for the Rams in this football game. Even though it's early, you've got to get some points, I think, on this drive.
We'll see if that is the end of the day as well for Hunter Norman after that second straight INT. Jacob Davies also on the roster sheet at quarterback here today, and it's an open question as to who we will see after this Natal Tedeschi kick return. Tedeschi trying to cut up the middle yet again, and once more brought down at about the same spot he was on the last one. Langley 28-ish, let's call it.
Yeah, I think they're going to Grinch you back to about the 26, but no, 20, there you go, right in that.
They tried to chisel him, I saw it.
They tried to, and no.
The
Rams they're going to have to figure something out, though, Justin, in terms of they're going to have to test it out once or twice, go deep, because you can't just continue with the run without trying to disguise it a little bit by throwing the ball a bit deep and testing out these defensive backs.
Of course, Jacob Davies, a guy who has been around a little bit. Not the first time I've read that name on the roster sheet, and if it is indeed him in at QB at the moment, I'm trying to get a read on the jersey number. That might still be Hunter Norman. As he's pinched in the pocket.
We'll find out when he picks himself off the turf as the
brought down for a sack on the first play, and it is indeed still Hunter Norman in at QB.
Rebels just a good job, collapsed the pocket, and he had nowhere to go. He couldn't escape anywhere. By the time he got up into the hole there, he was wrapped up neatly by 47, William Bromelo, who I believe was on a big defensive play earlier in the game.
I like that vote of confidence as well from the Rams coaching staff, leaving Norman in there, seeing if he can shake off some early jitters. And he's going to go right back to the sky right now, peeling out of the pocket. Norman gets that pass away, and it is just a little bit underthrown on second and long. Pass intended for Natal Tedeschi. And even if he had been able to scoop that up, they would have been well shy of the first down.
Well, you know, the play call was good, and I think Tedeschi, if he catches it, maybe he turns the corner and he
busts out some of those moves we've seen on the kick return already today.
Exactly, but the pass, well underthrown as he rolled out right. So Westshore defense limits what the Rams have got. We'll see, unless the Rams have a trick play up their sleeve.
Punt comes down at about the 50. A bounce that will take it to the Langley 54, and it's scooped up there on the return by Rebels number 3, Isaiah Booten.
He was booting down the field, and he caught him, and there's a flag. It'll be no yards, I think, the way the ball bounced. Just 5 yards, though, on the play. And I wonder, last week I had a chance to see something I haven't seen very often in calling games for 8 years. That's the punter returning his own, or catching his own kick. The Huskers punter kicked it all the way down against Okanagan. It took a bounce. He sat there waiting for the no yards penalty, and the kicker swooped in, got it, and got the ball back. And I have not seen that very often. And I wonder if other teams have watched that and will try that themselves.
It's quite a trick play.
Oh, we were like, what?
Pull it off? Absolutely. Speaking of booting, have to be in a hurry. Meanwhile, Session booting out of the pocket, and he will just head towards that far sideline to stop the clock and avoid contact as well. But a nice pickup on the rush after the QB was pressured out of his passing options. Actually, they'll limit it to about 3 yards on the carry. It's tough to tell where he went out of bounds exactly.
What you see is
Second and
Session, though, he's very calm when the pocket collapsed. He didn't panic. He didn't try to get the yards with his legs. He kept looking to throw the ball, kept himself upright. So good job by the Rams, though, to limit what he could gain on that play.
Gavin Session will pass deep and complete yet again. And once more, it's Brady Jenkins who, as you said, Warren, really had 3 receptions all season coming into this game.
They had 4.
4.
I think he's got 5 in this game right now.
Maybe 6 at this point, but he has been exceptional, certainly.
Unfortunately, though, for the Rebels, he took a hard knock when he was taken down there by C.J. Augustine, who we know hits like a freight train. And
he is still seated at the moment, is Brady Jenkins. He got the touchdown to open the scoring in this game. And we will keep our eyes peeled to see if he is able to return to it as the afternoon rolls along here from McLeod. So we see that touchdown yet again on the replay.
Yeah, it's a nice play. I was looking at the field. I don't see number 4 Zion Brown out there either. And if that's the case, if he's injured for any length of time, that's 2 very good receivers. They're down. So
excellent production work from our team here at For the Win Media. Thank you for teeing up that touchdown just as we were talking about it.
best in the biz, Robbie Snooks and company.
Absolutely. This play set to resume here with less than a minute to go here in the opening quarter. Session takes the snap. He's got pressure, but he's able to get the pass away, and it will be complete once more. Connecting with number 87, Aiden Bowles, his second grab of the day, and it's another Westshore first down.
Yeah, Bowles just kind of sat there in the flat, and Session didn't like his first read, and then laid that in beautifully as the defenders were covering another receiver. He's kind of just almost like a jump shot in basketball, just floated that in there. And
of course, 87 in red and white, making some big grabs like that. Shades, perhaps, of the future Mr. Taylor Swift.
Mr. Kelsey.
And that'll be the lone reference we make to that here today. As the Westshore Rebels go right back to the run and punch it home. Touchdown in the hands of Ryan Vincent. And it is now a 3-score football game.
You know, that's the second touchdown of the year for Mr. Vincent there, and hasn't carried it a whole ton this year. They've shared it with Carter Williams, but just a nice play there and barely touched on his way to the end zone, and a huge lead for Westshore to start this game.
First quarter going to come to a close after this point after attempt, which sails through the uprights cleanly. 21-0 the score on the board, favoring the visitors here at McLeod. Westshore really able to nip what looked like a fine start to the game for the Rams pretty cleanly in the bud early, but there's still time, of course, for this Langley offense to bloom.
Well, you know what? I think the Rams, the passing game kind of let them down a little bit in this game, whether it's the receivers maybe not running the routes they needed to, or the quarterback's timing a little bit off, whatever it is. A pair of interceptions, including one went to the house, I believe.
It did indeed. And the other set up a touchdown from close range as well. So interceptions really the story of this game so far as we take another look at them on the replay. Robbie Snooks keying it up yet again.
Well, Westshore kind of plays like that 80s Miami Dolphins football. It is just run and gun. They don't run the ball a whole lot. They got a quarterback with a real strong arm and some big rangy receivers to haul those in. So makes it a little more difficult to game plan when you have someone that's very competent at quarterback, and you know what I mean, as opposed to a team that runs the ball a lot. You can collapse the middle a little bit more.
Ball is in the air for the second quarter to get underway after that most recent Westshore touchdown, and I believe that's Natal Tedeschi on the kick return yet again, this time being hauled down at about the 37.
There's that 39, 38. What do we got for a number there?
Looks like
38.
Or 39. Pharaoh Hassan on the kick return.
All right, nice job, Hassan.
Yeah, they went to the opposite side of where Tedeschi would be, and we still got a fine kick return from the Rams secondary.
It's the first time in a while that the Rams have been close to the 40-yard line to start a drive. And they're going to see if Norman can work it out, Justin.
It is Hunter Norman yet again. Sets receivers in motion and will take the snap, hand the ball off for a rush right up the gut. But not a big hole to run through in the hands of Reggie Ellie. He is wrapped up and brought down after a short gain.
Got about 4 yards on the play, and they just kind of beefed his way right up the middle, and he was met. Good job by Ellie. He was able to drag a defender or two to pick up the extra yard that he got, and it'll set up 2nd and 6 here on this play. Westshore setting a lot of players back, expecting the pass.
Receivers in motion. Looks like that pass is coming. As Norman assesses his options, the pass is away. It is complete to Natal Tedeschi, who will cut up towards that near sideline. Finally forced out of bounds. Quite the pickup for Tedeschi, who will move the sticks for a Rams first down. I believe they're going to spot this one at the Westshore 52.
So the Rams saying that was the warm-up play down there the other time. That's what Tedeschi will do if he gets the ball. And great job spinning off the tackle. Number 14, Joe McGovern, thought he had him covered. But, the Rams needed that play.
And you were right. I was skeptical last time. I said even if that had been complete, they still would have been well short. Tedeschi showing what he can do as far as yards after the catch. And we should be very familiar with that, of course, with his kick return duties as well. Norman takes the snap, pass away yet again, complete yet again along this near sideline, this time connecting with number 86, Rush Henderson. And he nearly picks up enough for a fresh set, not quite. It'll be 2nd and 2.
Yeah, quick little hitch play outside there, and you love the physicality there. Henderson's like, you want to hit me? I want to hit you, and that's the 4th reception of the year for him. And his biggest reception to date, 3 yards was his highest he'd gotten on a catch. So
not shying away from that contact at all. You'll love to see that battle from Rush Henderson as Norman will hand the ball off here on 2nd down to Reggie Ellie, but he is wrapped up before he can pick up the requisite yardage for a first. I believe they stopped him after a short gain. That's going to bring up 3rd and 1, maybe? No, a very ungenerous spot of the ball, and the Rams do elect to bring out the kicking crew.
Well, the Rebels just stuffed it right up the middle and kind of corralled him where they wanted him to go, and by then they had more bodies in there, so limited what Ellie can do. I thought they might have gone for it on 3rd down, being down 3 touchdowns, but...
And I thought they maybe would bring out the field goal crew as well. We've seen some real power on the leg of Antoine Mawa so far this season. But we do have a timeout called now.
I don't mind this because maybe they are kind of thinking about going for it here, is changing some personnel.
Rethink the strategy perhaps. This is a key moment, as you said. There's still plenty of time to turn this thing around if you can get a score on the board before the half.
Well, if things don't go right, the ball's still at least in the Westshore half.
Exactly.
So you have that under your hat unless something catastrophic happens. But you get that first round, you keep that drive alive, you get a little confidence instilled in your team. And maybe they are going to go for the field goal.
Looks like they are going to go for it on
I love this
3rd down for a fresh set. Hunter Norman back in. Big moment here for the Langley offense. As Norman takes the snap.
He's thrown it.
Feels the pressure, and he looked to pick up the yards himself. Lunging forward with that ball. I believe he's going to be just short, but we'll see if they go for a measurement here.
The spots have not gone the way of the Langley round.
Oh, my goodness.
They're well short.
And that'll be a turnover on downs that gives possession back to the Westshore Rebels on their 45-yard line. You're right. That is a very ungenerous spot of the ball after Hunter Norman made a diving effort to try and keep that drive alive.
Well, in the first half, Westshore really is winning the battle of the trenches, and especially on the defensive side, collapsing holes when they open up, and now they'll get a chance to try to build on this lead here with a 3-receiver package to the near side.
Oh, yeah, no disrespect to the officials as well. I know that these things all kind of balance out over the course of a season, never mind within the course of a game. And it's another complete pass to begin a drive here for the Westshore Rebels. And I believe that was number 87, Aiden Bowles, making that grab, or perhaps number 82, Tyrell Hoffland.
If you're wearing an 80 for the Westshore Rebels, it seems like you can catch anything thrown remotely near you.
Pretty well so far today.
Good coverage by the Rams, though, limited what he could get.
4-yard pickup will set up 2nd and 6 as Session looking to the sky again, but he scrambles out of the pocket, still able to get the ball away, and it was nearly picked off there. Oh, my.
You don't
CJ
see Augustine.
Augustine.
He does not miss many of those, and good job by Session. First off, watch this little turn here as he turned the defender inside out and then threw that on the run. Kind of underthrew that a little bit, though, and the receiver wasn't even looking for the ball. 87, Adam Bowles.
I believe we were corrected pronunciation-wise earlier this season that it's actually CJ Augustine.
Augustine, all right.
But he was looking like he'll be dreaming about that one later this evening. It does stop the drive regardless on the incomplete pass, and this punt will land at about the 33 in Langley territory before bouncing out of bounds.
So decent field position once again for the Langley Rams to try to inch their way back into this one. They've got to figure, maybe got to try a few little things, maybe a jet sweep with Natol Tedeschi, something to kind of shake things up a little bit, because if you're going to go tried and true, I think Westshore's been reading that very well here in the first half.
I've liked what I've seen so far in this game as well from Damon Badenhorst, but it's been a little while since they've let him carry the ball.
And we haven't seen Bruce Jones at all in this game, so I'm not sure if he's hurt today.
Hunter Norman takes the snap, tries to run it up the middle yet again, and a helmet has come off here. It looks like it might be Norman's. Nope, it is not. Scary moment, nevertheless.
I believe third sack of the day, I believe, for Westshore at least. And you just see they bring the pressure, and Norman holds on to it maybe a little longer than he would have liked. And that one you almost wonder if that's a coverage sack because there was no receivers open for him to toss it to.
Evan Hart, one of the players in on that sack for the Rebels. I believe the other was number 62, Manny Fotiu. Fotiu. 2nd and 11. Norman looking skyward. His pass tipped out of the air by the fingers of Big Manny Fotiu. As we just said his name, he gets us to say it again in quick succession.
There you go. He's like, you'll get it right. I promise you. But you look at it right here. It looked like he had it, and just a great paw out there from Fotiu. The big man stretches out with the left hand and got enough on that to bat it down. And another 2-and-out for the Rams here.
Seen some flashes of juice from this Langley offense in this game throughout the early stages, but consistency has been a struggle for Langley on offense so far today, as the kick return crew tried to cut up field but had nowhere to go on that one.
Reggie Ellie with the nice tackle.
Isaiah Boutin brought down after a pretty short return. I don't know that he got much of anything, maybe 2 yards. A lot of that running was east to west, not a lot of north-south.
Well, he was trying to do the stiff arm there, but Ellie kind of fended him off for a second and then swooped and then didn't need much help. He's a big frame to bring him down. Rams have to figure a way of getting to Session and limiting what he can do. It's not been easy so far.
And you were right to credit the quarterback a little earlier after their most recent touchdown at the end of the first quarter, Warren, because this has been one heck of a performance, one of the finer QBs that I've seen in my time here in the BCFC. And I'm saying that after just a quarter and a half of watching him.
Much like hockey in Montreal is the religion, football in Texas is the religion, and this quarterback out of Cisco, a couple of years at Cisco College, one of the better programs in JUCO in Texas, and I'm sure he learned a lot, and he is getting to play a lot here and putting up some gaudy numbers in the BCFC.
It's in a second and long situation now after a 2-yard pickup on first down, and it'll be Session yet again, peeling out of the pocket, and he gets a long pass away that's gathered in by Tyrell Hoffland along the far sideline, and he'll pick up all kinds of yards after the fact before that ball was stripped away by Samir Mughal. Unbelievable turn of events. The Langley Rams somehow end up with possession after what looked like one of the finer completions of the day for Gavin Session, stripped out of the hands of the receiver. Rams will take that one. Oh, my.
Great play all around. Session, beautiful pass, great reception here. Yards after catch, he had it, but look at the wherewithal right there. And they tried to strip it the first time, didn't work, but he didn't give up. Great play. That one set up originally 22. Ben Lauren tried the initial strip, didn't work, but 31's had a fumble recover earlier this year, and now he's got, I don't know what you call it. That's just a takeaway, a strip, whatever you want to call that. That's a great play defensively.
We
but
do have an injured Ram on the field. That's Jarius Pagticon having a tough time getting back to his feet. He will head to the sideline, but with assistance from the training crew, we'll keep our eyes on him and see if he's able to come back to this game. He has made some contributions, to be sure. We've said his name a few times already.
He's been very good defensively and against a really talented group of receivers for the Rebels. Done his best to try to limit what they can do, and now they got a
football
game plan.
Such a random game, so determined by luck, because as we look at this play yet again, take another look at it. If at any point Hoffland had just stepped out of bounds, that play is blown dead. The drive continues for the Rebels, but his fine work in staying in bounds, that fancy footwork along the sideline, ends up costing them because it allowed the play to continue and that ball to be stripped.
Well, I think, too, mentally he thought, okay, well, my knee's about to go down. The play's over. And that was just great determination by the Rams secondary. Now they need to build on it, Justin.
Absolutely, and we have seen some signs. A tough out on their last drive, but we'll see what they do here, and it'll be Damon Badenhorst on the carry on first down, and he will punch that one up the gut for a pickup of about 6, it looks like. We'll see how they spot it. It looks like that's going to be 2nd and 4.
Yeah, real nice. Anytime you can make it 2nd and 5 or less, it's a good opening drive, and he did a great job of hitting the hole with speed and using his stocky frame to get them a 2nd and short here.
Looks like they spotted it as about a 4-yard pickup, but regardless, does open Norman up to all kinds of screen pass options, perhaps. Short yardage required for a fresh set, but he'll get that ball away, and it is complete along the far sideline, forced out of bounds.
Yeah, I think he's going to be about half a yard short. It's going to be 3rd and short.
And that is number 86, Rush Henderson, yet again. We'll bring up a 3rd and short situation.
It's funny, Henderson looking at what Jenkins is doing on the Westshore side, because Henderson came in with only 3 receptions. He's got a couple today, too. So,
and I would just give the ball to Badenhorst right now. If you need 1 yard in a situation like this, I think he has shown today that he's got the stuff to make it happen. They are going to go for it on 3rd down, despite the field position in Langley territory. And it is Badenhorst who looks like he's going to be the one to take that ball. We shall see.
Oh, that's a great run. That's a great run.
1 yard is all he needed. He got a lot more than that. Damon Badenhorst showing that he is that guy, and he will move the sticks for a Langley first down.
Break out the Skittles. That's a Marshawn Lynch-like run there as he just bashed his way through the defenders and picked up the first down and got a few extra yards for good measure. Look at that, just boom.
Head down, barreling right into the line. There was a hole for him there, but it looked like he was going to explode one open, whether there was or not. A fine quality run from Damon Badenhorst, who has been one of the shining jewels of the Langley offense here today. Tough snap, but it is recovered by Norman, and he'll hand the ball off for another rush. And I believe that's Badenhorst yet again.
I think got about 5 yards on that play, and that was nice because that was a bobbled snap and it wasn't clean.
Exactly. Something out of nothing in a way, as that one looked like it could have come to an early end, and instead the Rams are able to pick up 4 and bring up 2nd and 6.
What you like to see from Badenhurst is he's a north-south runner, and he gets those big legs churning, and he's not looking to be pretty. He is looking to hit people as he makes his way ahead.
He's got size, he's got power, he is not looking to juke out of the way of guys. He wants to run people over, and it has been entertaining to watch here in this one. Hunter Norman deep in the pocket, sets receivers in motion. The defense jumped the gun a little bit here perhaps, and that'll move the ball forward just shy of a first down. But again, another opportunity.
It's against Langley.
Oh, my.
It's procedure, and I was going to say, but that may have actually saved them a sack because Westshore was bringing the house. You had about 7 or 8 guys lined up. You see them coming into the screen at the last minute. Man, they brought the pressure, but
I thought we were about to be looking at a 2nd and 2 situation, which may have been the perfect time to put the ball right back into the hands of Badenhorst, but I believe Hunter Norman will be looking skyward here. 2nd and 11. Ball pretty well right on the center field line. Westshore 54.
yeah.
Norman takes the snap, the pass is away, and it's overthrown, nearly picked off, but just evades the grasp of Isaiah Boutin, or rather that's Cameron Cohen, my apologies, number 2.
Yeah, you do not want to throw it near Cohen. He has 5 interceptions this season. One of the top Hawks in the BCFC. But I think the pressure, Norman is wanting to get the ball out so quick because of the pressure he's feeling from the Westshore front.
3rd and long, and the Rams will punt this one away. Kick comes down around the 20. And I don't know if that bounced out of bounds or was pushed out of the bounds in the hands of Isaiah Boutin.
Yeah, well, you'll see Isaiah Boutin, I think, kind of bobbled. He caught it, and then it slipped out of his hands, and he's very fortunate it went out of bounds. You'll see right here, looked like he had it, and then it looked like, oops. But by then, thankfully, the ball was out of bounds if you're a Westshore fan. Never easy job. If you're a punt returner, kick returner, you've got a whole horde wanting to murder you basically on the back end. You got to keep your eyes up. It's not like the NFL where you can get the fair catch.
And you're playing a game that has a odd-shaped ball that it is impossible to predict how it will bounce. But right now it's in the hands of Session, who looks downfield, and another strike connecting with who else? Another receiver with a number that starts with 8, Aiden Bowles, number 87. Big grab yet again.
Very impressed with these Westshore receivers. They are deep, and you throw the ball in their vicinity, and they're coming up with, and that's all any quarterback can ask for. Good pressure from the Rams, too, as number 11, Trayvon Gale Edwards, looked like he was going to get to Session, but Session quickly tossed that off, and yeah, great reception there, and the first down for the Westshore Rebels.
One of the things I'm most impressed about with Gavin Session here today as well is how often he is still able to get that ball away despite the pressure. He'll peel out of the pocket, still make the pass, and it'll still be right on the money. But this time on first down, the Rebels elect to run the ball, and that was Ryan Vincent, who has a touchdown in this game, ran into a wall of bodies at the line and couldn't pick up much, but we do have an injured Ram on the play.
What I'm surprised with, looking at the stats, Session's actually been sacked 9 times, but I wonder how many of those came against Okanagan, because you watch him in this game. Langley's got a good front four, and they're not being able to get to him in time. It's a warm day, not scorching hot, about 24 degrees here, so a beautiful day for football, and shouldn't be too much cramping this early in the game, but yeah, a couple of bodies going down. You hate to see that.
It was a real cooker yesterday. It's a little bit more mild here today, but still a warm summer day nevertheless. I was working high school football in North Vancouver, in fact, Warren, and was just cooking
Buchanan
away.
Bowl? Was it the Buchanan Bowl?
No, that's still a couple weeks away yet,
okay.
but I was at Carson Graham. And they had to take numerous water breaks, not even for the players, for the officials during that game. So
I'll quickly say I've done one Buchanan Bowl. If you want to watch high school football in its glory, I love it because you've got the two colors. It is packed. It is an absolute
The crowd
blast.
is split right down the middle. They sit in their respective sides, and the animosity is just
Hansworth, Carson
boiling.
Graham. It's the blue against the red. Yeah, it's awesome. It is awesome.
That's a couple weeks away yet. September 20th in North Vancouver, but right now this drive continues for the Westshore Rebels in session with a pass that was nearly picked off. My goodness, Agent Zero, Sean Cullen, looked like he got his fingers on that ball, but he just could not hang on to it. It will end the drive regardless, but oh my, what could have been.
A rare miscue from Cullen, who's done pretty much a little bit of everything for the Rams this year. Couple of sacks, a lot of tackles, almost had his first interception.
Jordan Kranz now out on the field to kick this one away for Westshore. Nearly blocked.
What a beautiful kick, though. Look at that.
Absolutely gorgeous. Gathered in at about the 28, and that kick return halted after a gain of about 10, let's say.
That's one thing over the almost decade calling these games, the quality of the kickers has just gone up substantially better throughout the last couple of seasons. And that was a beautiful punt. Lots of hang time there and allowed the special teams to set up and limit what Langley could do on the return with their talented returners.
It looked like Sam Laspa on the kick return, and he heads to the sideline in some state. I can't even describe what I'm seeing on the sideline right now.
It is going to be a war of attrition by the end of this game. Who has the most soldiers standing?
I don't know if that's heat exhaustion or what, but Laspa got back to the sideline and fell to the ground and immediately lost his lunch.
Yeah, whatever he had for lunch, it ain't there anymore.
Oh, my.
Good run there. A pickup of 5, maybe 6, depending on the ball spot. And you notice things have gotten a little more in Langley's favor recently. They've limited at least what Westshore can do on that play. Almost had a couple interceptions, and now the running game's starting to work for them. You hope it isn't too late for that to work. That's
Absolutely.
the question.
You need a touchdown here in this last 2.5 minutes before you head to the half. You want to hold your head high and know that you've been able to chip into that lead a little bit because they've already made some adjustments here in the second quarter. And if you make some more, perhaps at the half, this is still a game that you can get right back in. Right now, however, Hunter Norman looking to throw up the middle, and he's nearly picked off yet again. That one looked like it was going to be grabbed out of the sky by Marcus Jones for the Rams, and after he missed it, it nearly hit the hands of a waiting defender. But we do have a flag way back on the field here as well.
Just overthrew him. And fortunate, I think, that the tip happened, or that's an interception, the third one of the day for Westshore. We'll see where they...
Isaiah Booten, yet again.
Well, it must have been a penalty against Langley because I think it's been waved off.
Bring up 3rd and 5 at the Langley 45, and they will indeed kick this one away. Long kick comes down at about the 32. It's scooped up in the hands of number 81, Tristan Remus-Aravallo. He tried to cut back into the middle, but ran out of room with which to work.
Real nice job from the kick to the special teams coverage and kind of trapped him on the sidelines. He had to go east-west, and by the time he did that, the pocket had collapsed for him, and he had to try his luck up the middle, and a swarm of navy and gold jerseys were there waiting for his arrival.
Gain of 1 on that return because he had to boot back before he could cut up. And by the time he did, he really just got pretty well back to where he started.
Yeah, if you can have a nice kick there and pin him to the sidelines, you're allowing your special teams the right time to set up and limit what they can do.
Gavin Session now goes to work with less than 2 minutes on the clock here in the opening half. 1:52, his team up 21-0. Session gets the long pass away, and oh my, that was nearly complete. But he just could not hang on to it. He was looking for Ryan Vincent, and he did get hands on it. Maybe a little bit underthrown from Session, but just about on the money. My goodness.
Vincent looking for his 6th reception of the year. Carries the rock a lot more than catches it, but that ball was underthrown. And Langley can breathe a sigh of relief because there was no one between.
He was the lone man way deep. The lone deep option as a receiver as well. Another pass up the middle. This one is scooped up by Tyrell Hoffland. He will cut across the field and is wrapped up by the ankles and brought down after a solid gain of about 17 yards on that catch. Many of them coming after the catch.
And he secured that ball at the end after what happened last time. But a nice route here. Cut back right over the middle. Got some blocking. Didn't really need too much. And Langley wrapped him up, but not before a nice big pickup.
And this time, Session scrambling, trying to dodge the sack, but he just got stiff-armed to the ground. My goodness. Trayvon Gallier-Edwards.
First time they get to Sessions tonight, and the pocket collapsed, and they came in there. And I thought he was going to get rid of the ball the way he's done all game long, kind of waits just before the hit, but I think the coverage was there.
Just complimenting his ability to do that on the last drive. The fact that even when he's pressured in the pocket, it still seems like those passes are coming away clean on the scramble. But this time, really just stiff-armed hard. And they will take a moment here to let him catch his breath, and why not with the way he's been playing so far in this game.
Yeah, that's the 10th sack allowed by this Rebels offensive line against Gavin Session. He's a guy you want to keep upright because of what he can do with that poise in the pocket.
Even running the ball, he's done a terrific job of dodging contact at every turn, whether that's sliding in the middle of the field or eventually heading out along the sideline.
Well, he's the second leading rusher on the team.
He's getting it done in a number of ways, and he stays in this game, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, steps back in the pocket, has pressure coming, is nearly sacked again. He's still able to get that pass away all the way downfield along that far sideline, and it is complete. Finally pushed out of bounds. Jeremiah Beckwith. And that is a different Beckwith than Seth Beckwith, who had the pick 6 earlier in this game. But
second reception for Beckwith. His first reception he had 1 yard on, and then this one a whole lot more there. Great poise by Session, waiting for his receiver to get open and then delivered it.
The Beckwith brothers making their mark on this game for Westshore. Session looking deep yet again. The long pass connects complete to Aiden Bowles, or no, that's number 83. Brady Jenkins back in the game. Welcome back, Brady. Why not?
You can see them hand checking each other all the way down the field, and I can't believe he snared this in. Just a beautiful soft passer. Anybody's ball, and the quick little push off there, that's where Langley is kind of giving a bit of grief from the sidelines, but both players kind of going at each other, and I think the referee said it's a whitewash. Whoever gets it's going to keep the ball.
Well, it's a fresh set of downs, of course, after another long bomb out of the hands of Gavin Session. 1st and 10 from the Langley 11, it looks like. As he assesses his passing options for the end zone and elects to run the ball up the middle himself. Spins out of the way of one tackle, finally brought down inside the 5. And I believe that will be yet another Westshore first down. Quite the display, both in the sky and now on the ground here as well on this drive for Gavin Session.
Empty backfield. Session didn't see anything he liked in the little Mahomes spin there as he sweeps around and kept himself upright, and boy, it is in the red zone now for Westshore, trying to go up 4 touchdowns here in a big set of downs for the Langley Rams here late in this first half.
30 seconds to go here in the half, and one of these teams has called timeout. I missed the signal on which one it was, but I would understand the decision from both ways. It is, in fact, the Westshore Rebels.
Well, I'm sure Langley won't mind that. You see Cullen there getting a bit of water on the sideline, and they'll discuss things. And Yeah, 30 seconds. You want, or 27 seconds is what they're saying on the clock now. You got to limit them to either a field goal or no points if you entertain any thoughts of getting back in this game here at home. But it seems like whatever Langley's thrown out defensively, Sessions had an answer for the most part so far today. And Westshore just blessed at the quarterback position over the last half decade. T. Jesse, and then they go to Session here after a year off. Pickard, the quarterback in between there. Jesse was more of a linebacker that could throw the ball.
Absolutely, but put on some shows over the years to be sure. As Gavin Session peels out of the pocket, gets that pass away, but it'll be just shy of the end zone. Down on the 1. Pass connecting with number 81, Tristan Remus-Arevalo, who previously had only touched the ball, I believe, as part of the kick return team.
Great catch, number 1, and excellent coverage to make sure he wasn't going to get into the end zone. It was a 22. Ben Lauren covered that as they plunge ahead. It looks like it's a touchdown.
It is indeed. They will punch it home on the second attempt. 2nd and goal. Not sure exactly. We'll take another look here on the replay. Whether that was a QB sneak or if he handed it off to anybody, it's tough to tell from the mess of bodies, but I do believe that that was a Gavin Session touchdown.
Well, he did have 2 rushing touchdowns coming into the day, so make that 3 if that was his, and not what the Rams wanted in this late in the half to give up that touchdown.
And it was indeed Gavin Session, the QB sneak, able to find the house, as our statistician Patrick coming through with the confirmation. Speaking of best in the biz.
I got to bring him out for my Hustlers games, I think, to make your job a heck of a lot easier.
Well, of course, we will have first half stats to pass along once the intermission comes to a close. Those are all courtesy of Patrick as well, and I have to imagine that those stats will maybe not as heavily favor the visitors as you might think, because the Rams have not, it's not as though they haven't generated anything. It's just they have not been able to find the end zone here today.
And that last play, you saw McNay for Westshore with a little push-tush from behind, make sure his quarterback was going to get into the end zone and get that 6 points. So big lead, not insurmountable. This is the CJFL after all. We're
Canadian football, anything's possible in the final 2 minutes, never mind the final 30.
seeing multiple 40 and 50-point games from teams. It just Langley hasn't been one of them. Offense hasn't been their strength. It's been the defense and the running game.
Certainly this season. Kick return going to work, and it's been quite a return here. I believe that started at the 7 and went all the way to about the 32.
Farrell Hassan's looked really good returning these kicks. Hits the hole with power, you see, after a nice kick right there. Catches it clean and then did not wait for things to set up. He just barreled ahead and sliced his way through. And a little bit of east-west running, but still decent nonetheless. And
it's almost as though, especially when you consider the color of the jersey Westshore is wearing today, that Pharaoh parted the Red Sea.
See, I thought I was the punny one. You get the mantle, my friend.
As the Langley Rams go for a trick play here to end the half. A double reverse that's pushed out of bounds in the hands of Tyson Galai.
And I like that. He leads the team in receptions, had 11 coming into it for 150 yards, and you got to get him the ball somehow. And a little trickery never hurts. Good coverage by Westshore. But look at that. It avoided the first tackle, did a great job. 4 seconds to go, though, and I think.
Yeah. Probably going to go deep, though the long ball has not been Hunter Norman's forte here today.
Maybe you find one of your fast guys like Tedeschi in the flat and hope you got some blocking and up in front.
Receivers heading downfield, and it's a short pass that connects. Oh, my. That was Bruce Jones getting in on the action.
Welcome to the game, Bruce Jones.
Haven't seen him carry the ball a whole heck of a lot today, but he does make an impact in the final play of the half.
You like this, a quick little out there to Jones, get him involved in the game, and then the nice play at the end, avoids the first tackle and comes in and boom, lowers the boom, and that was on Ehim, I believe his name is, for the Westshore Rebels. But all in all, Langley didn't play bad, but I think some self-inflicted damage in this first half that hopefully they can correct going into the second half.
Some costly mistakes, the bulk of them coming in that first quarter. I liked what I saw as far as adjustments from Langley in that second quarter, and we'll see if they can keep that going into the second half here, because they have had their flashes. They have had opportunities to make things happen. It just has not been able to coalesce for the Rams thus far in this one. Of course, still 30 minutes of football left to play. He's Warren Andrews. I'm Justin Morissette. We will leave you for the time being. Go grab yourself an ice cold beverage, fix yourself a sandwich, whatever the case may be. We'll talk to you again in about 14 minutes time with Patrick's first half stats coming your way. So don't go anywhere. You're watching BCFC football. The Langley Rams hosting the Westshore Rebels at McLeod Stadium here on BCFC TV.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome
Every time you in the clouds, they gon' try to bring you down. Do not let them just go ahead and get it, get it, get it, get it. Every time you in the clouds, they gon' try to bring you down. Do not let them just go ahead and get it, get it, get it, get it. I'm all in, I'm here to receive it. No limits, got to believe it. Amen, I know that you feel it. From the ashes, rise like a phoenix. I'm all in, I'm here to receive it. No limits, got to believe it. Amen, I know that you feel it. From the ashes, rise like a phoenix. Loving you is so easy. You caked up and not squeezing. We picking up all the pieces. Oh, my broken heart and we fix it. Make it better when you kiss it. We got to get it, yeah, we tipsy. We getting drunk of our loving. They talk a big game, but they bluffing. Every time you in the clouds, they gon' try to bring you down. Do not let them just go ahead and get it, get it, get it, get it. Every time you in the clouds, they gon' try to bring you down. Do not let them just go ahead and get it, get it, get it, get it. I'm all in, I'm here to receive it. No limits, got to believe it. Amen.
As we welcome you back here inside McLeod Stadium at McLeod Athletic Park. Third quarter action between the Langley Rams and the Westshore Rebels, less than 2 minutes away here. And it is at this time, Justin Morissette, joined, of course, once again by Warren Andrews, as we have a late adjustment to the first half stats that I was about to pass along. It is at this time that we, of course, bring you the first half stats as assembled by the stats man himself, Patrick.
He's the Michelangelo of the stats world.
His junior assistant pitching in as well, from what I gather. But we do have some stats to pass along, and no surprise, obviously, in a game where the scoreboard favors the Westshore Rebels in the way it does, Warren. They're up 28-0 through 2 quarters of play. That is somewhat reflected in the first downs and, of course, total yardage here as well. But in particular, the passing yardage, where the Westshore Rebels hold a 140-yard advantage, leading 209 to 69 in yards passing through one half of football.
I mean, the good news is the Rams are winning the rushing battle, but that's because Westshore really isn't rushing the ball at all, other than when they're on the goal line and they got to dive in for a touchdown. So, yeah, significant difference right there, the passing game. And they haven't even disguised it. That's the craziest part. Westshore, it's not like they're keeping someone in the backfield. They're clearing them up to block. And they're just chucking to these sure-handed receivers, and it's worked so far. So hopefully the Rams can make an adjustment or two and get themselves back in this game. I think the defense is going to have to step up and make a few plays. I really do, in order for them to claw their way back into it.
We've seen a lot of complete passes today, of course, from Gavin Session, and a lot of them have been of the long bomb variety. So the fact that they put up 209 yards passing in that first half, not entirely surprising as we look at the individual stat leaders now, Warren. Rush leader for the Langley Rams, no surprise here at all. It's number 30, Damon Badenhorst, 6 carries for 41 yards. He is doing quite well for himself when they do give him the ball, and they leaned into that a little bit heavier in the second quarter. I hope that that's a sign of things to come here in the third and fourth as well.
Yeah, I mean, you want to get him touches. He's doing so well, but then you've got the horses that got you here over the last few years with Ellie and Bruce Jones, and you don't want to ignore them either. So most games, that'd be a great problem to have, but against this front 3 or front 4 of Westshore, it's been tough sledding overall. You've had to make that a little extra effort, and you see the battering ram known as Badenhorst picking up those extra yards through sheer will, and they'll need a lot more of it here in the second half.
Rushing leader, of course, for the Westshore Rebels, none other than the quarterback himself, Gavin Session, who's also their passing leader. He picked up 21 yards on 4 carries, including a rushing touchdown to close out that second quarter. And in the sky, he's gone 16 for 20, 209 yards with 1 receiving touchdown as well. As the Rams boot this one deep, gathered in about the 9-yard line to begin action here in the third quarter. And that kick return comes to an end at the Westshore 33 in the hands of number 82, Tyrell Hoffland, who had a good many catches in that first half, but was not the first half receiving leader for Westshore. No, that honor belongs to number 83, Brady Jenkins, who missed a good amount of time in that first half with an injury as well, but did make quite the dramatic return when it was all said and done. Jenkins, 5 catches, 76 yards, and I believe one of those was a touchdown as well.
Just goes 9 on the year. Yeah, he got hot early on. They went to him, which is smart to do, and just racked up those totals. he'll look for more here in the second half.
As that Westshore offense goes right back to work, Gavin Session with a quick pass in the backfield, and that ball looked like it nearly squirted loose out of the hands of Zion Brown, who we did not see a lot of back in that first half, but that's another big weapon that has just taken the field here in this one for the Rebels.
Yeah, a nice luxury to have when you can wait till the second half to bring him out there. And yeah, we talked about it with some of the Langley receivers. You got to try to get them involved one way or another, whether it's a screen pass, a jet sweep, get creative, get the ball into the hands of your playmakers.
We did see a little bit of that late in the second quarter for Langley right now. Session yet again peeling out of the pocket, and he gets that pass away cleanly. Caught by Zion Brown, who's pushed out of bounds, and his helmet popped off after the tackle as well. But that will move the sticks, of course, for a Westshore first down.
The helmet pops off. I don't know who's got the better lettuce, him or the quarterback there. Both a fine main. Just a great catch, though. Held on to it. Good defensive play there. 23, Sam Lapsa.
1st and 10 now from the Westshore 45. Gavin Session passed right down the middle. A clean strike into the hands of Brady Jenkins. Who else? He has been a lethal weapon. No, that's actually number 33, Jeremiah Beckwith, in at receiver, not 83. But you can forgive me for assuming because it's been Jenkins pretty well all day.
Well, if you're the Westshore Rebels, number one, you credit that offensive line because they gave him the time he needed to sit in there coolly, and then just a beautifully delivered pass to the lanky receiver, and went up there and got it, no mistake, and Westshore marching down the field.
Gavin Session feeling some pressure. Peels out of the pocket, thinking about running the ball. No, he'll pass it, and that pass complete yet again to Zion Brown. Brought down pretty well right after the catch, but it is more than enough to move the sticks. I believe, indeed, it is. That is a first down for Westshore.
Sam Laspa thought he had him, but Brown kind of broke his ankles a little bit there with the shake. Look at that. Got down low, didn't touch the knee, and then finally went down after being tackled by number 20, Cushway.
Still wrapped up his ankles as well for the assist to make that happen. Was on the ground and just reached back and held on to whatever he could.
So Session is going to head to the sidelines, at least for a couple of plays
and
here.
Sam Laspa will do the same as well.
But good news if you're a Rebels fan, you can see him walking off of his own recognizance there without help from the trainers. So we'll get a look, at least, I would think if it's 19, Zachary Wetch. That is number 19. He's thrown the ball 8 times this year, completed 3. His longest throw is 23 yards.
And he's got a tough act to follow here.
I mean, he comes in really with no pressure, though. His team's up by 4 touchdowns.
Absolutely.
And they're driving.
First snap of the day for Wetch, who assesses his options, makes a pass in the backfield, connects complete to Tyrell Hoffland, who's still on his feet and will reach for the end zone. He gets there. Incredible first play of the game for the new quarterback, Zachary Wetch. It's a touchdown pass thanks to an exemplary effort from Tyrell Hoffland.
Yeah, first touchdown pass for Mr. Wetch. Nice way to come into the game there, but that was a lot yards after catch there. Beautiful play as he hits him with a quick little screen out in the flat and avoids the first tackle. Well, really, there wasn't anywhere around him for a while, but look at him slip through the fingertips of Pagtakian, which is good to see that he's back in the game because Pagtakian went down injured earlier in the game, and they need him. But, yeah, just a nice and breakdancing, that's not the worm. What is that? Is that the snake? What is that called?
I don't know.
That's something that the Australian Olympic breakdancer would have done, I think, right there at the end of that game.
Looked like a piece of modern art, perhaps. a statue that the city of Vancouver would install along the
It
waterfront.
is worth hundreds of thousands on the black market somewhere.
Exactly. Quite the pose.
Yes, art is in the eye of the beholder, and it has looked like some Renaissance art for the Westshore Rebels in this first half and a bit here, as they have marched up and down the field at will, and the Langley Rams, I'm sure, want to atone themselves, at least offensively. It's been tough, though, without Polena Hooper. He just brings such a different element to the game. He's a great passer, but he's so good with his legs, too.
And it was a similar story back in the season opener here at McLeod as well, against the Okanagan Sun, a game in which Polena Hooper left about 10, 12 minutes or so into that first quarter and did not return. And the Rams offense did not find the end zone on that day. I'm going to say it. I think we need Jake Elliott back here, because I've worked 2 games without Jake so far this season, and the Rams have yet to put up points in them.
Well,
There's still, of course, about 27 minutes with which to work.
Yeah,
here.
Hassan with a great cover. I think Jake, he's back in New York, if I'm not mistaken, covering Masters lacrosse, from what I understand.
He is out east. I think he might be in Ontario.
I know he was Ontario for the Minto, and then I think he went across the border for the Masters lacrosse Worlds.
Well, regardless, he is our good luck charm here at McLeod. We miss him dearly, and hope he will be back with us again in a few weeks' time when we do this for one final time in the regular season from McLeod. But right now it's Hunter Norman looking for a deep strike along that far sideline. Ball is up and could not be gathered in. The intended target was number 13, Tyson Galai, who has been the best option, I think, as far as receivers go for the Rams in this game. Just was not able to make that one happen.
Yeah, led all receivers with 11 and 150 yards coming into this game, but times he's had the opportunity, it just hasn't worked out. It was a nicely thrown ball, and he got underneath it, but he was falling down, and couldn't collect it, unfortunately, for the Rams. And that'll bring up second
and long. So we'll see if they go right back to a deep passing option like we just saw. And indeed they do. Hunter Norman now looking towards the near sideline and just underthrew that one. Oh my, 1 more yard on that pass and we would be looking at a Langley touchdown right now, because Cam Neal was all alone. There would have been no one to stop him. And of course, it has not been a lucky day for Cam Neal here at McLeod.
No, Norman got lots of air underneath this one, and it was really good luck that the defender, number 3, Isaiah Booton, lost his footing. But when things are going well for you in a game, you get breaks like that, and Westshore got a break on the defensive side.
Mao will kick this one away, a bouncing punt that is gathered in at the 36. As the Rebels look to cut back the other way, the kick return stopped up at the 45 after a gain of 9. And we'll see if it is Gavin Session returning to this game or if his day is done.
Well, I don't know if they honestly need him anymore to begin with in this game.
Yeah, probably better playing it safe and just letting Zachary Wetch take it the rest of the way, especially when his only play of the game so far was touchdown pass.
Well, you got to also look ahead, too. Football's such a physical game. If your guy goes down, you hope the guys behind them have that experience. And, Wetch will stay in the game here. He's 4 for 9 on the season.
He'll hand the ball off to begin this drive for a run up the gut that's wrapped up and halted pretty well immediately by the Rams, as Ryan Vincent had nowhere to go on that one.
Well, if you're the Westshore Rebels, you really want to just work the clock down in your favor, regardless if you get points or not. It's all about possession and keeping Langley off the scoreboard yourself, because
something's going on here. However, I think we had a penalty. I never saw a flag on the field there, Warren, but
it was too many men.
Too many men penalty assessed against the Rams. And now it's 1st and 10 from the midway point on the field, right on the crest of the township of Langley here at McLeod. Wetch's pass hits the turf, incomplete.
The ball underthrown out to the right side. And Wetch had tons of time. Once again, the offensive line, a great job of limiting what the Rams' pass rush could do, but pass didn't find the mark. So the Rams can hope is that they can get a 2-and-out on this play and get themselves back on offense quickly. They're going to need a couple of quick strikes.
Wetch assessing his options, had time again, and this pass nearly complete. Instead, it's picked off. Bobbled in the hands of its intended receiver and scooped up by Langley in the hands of Elijah Melnick. A big interception to try and turn the tide here with less than 10 minutes to go in the third quarter.
It has been a seesaw game for Hoffland, who had that great reception and run earlier, but had the
He was
ball
also stripped, yeah.
And then this play here just kind of tipped off his hands and almost a little too nonchalant on trying to secure that. And good news for the Langley Rams, who needed a spark, and they got it in the form of that interception from Melnick.
And Sean Cullen, who was part of the pass coverage crew making that happen as well, he knew he had an INT of his own early in this game, so sweet relief for him, I'm sure, as the Langley offense tries to go to work. A pass intended for Nadal Tedeschi will bounce off of his fingers and hit the turf incomplete.
Yeah, and that's not a drop you want one of your veterans to do, because he had a bit of daylight in front of him here, and you see a nice rollout from Norman. Puts it on the money. Tedeschi was thinking about the turn like he did earlier and didn't secure the ball. That's the most important part of the catch. And that'll bring up second down.
After some early interceptions back in the first quarter, Hunter Norman is looking much more comfortable now.
He's done decent rolling out, especially over to his left.
Norman takes the snap, looking deep. No, he'll take the short pass instead and hope that his receiver can gobble up some yards after the fact, and they do just that. I'm not sure they're going to have enough for a first down, but it will be just shy if not.
I think Bruce Jones got about 9 yards on that pitch and catch here. You like that. They waited for the pocket to collapse, and then nobody was in front. Jones is so powerful. He just kept those legs churning, and he got up to 31, 32, depending where they spot it.
And that is twice now that they have gotten him involved as a receiver out of the backfield instead of handing the ball off to him. He's going to bring up 3rd and inches.
That's about a football length they need to get.
And we have an injured Ram on the field as well behind the play, and we'll see if I can pick up a number on that one.
Real MVP of any football game are the trainers. They are very busy here this afternoon.
They certainly have been busy. A number of players have come by the tent, exited the game, came back in. It is never a dull game for the training staff, especially when you're playing in this kind of heat. And we've seen the ways that that can affect players throughout this game.
You would love to see them get Bruce Jones involved a little. They got him involved very late the first half and did a nice job there, and gets involved here. And if you're not going to let him run the ball, at least get the ball in his hands on some plays like that. And with his strong frame, he'll rumble up for close to a first down almost every time.
You got a couple of strong options in that regard here today. Reggie Elliott has not been able to find the holes that he is usually able to. They've done a great job of keying in on him, but in his lull, let's say, picking up the ball and running with it quite literally is Damon Badenhorst, and he, along with Bruce Jones, a formidable pair of options here in a 3rd and short situation when play does resume.
Well, Jones had one of the best games of his junior football career last year, the first time they played Westshore, and Langley won 23-10. Bruce Jones ran for 182 yards in that game. Only reached the end zone once, but still, that's a lot of yardage to pick up.
He probably was thinking about that one before this game.
But yeah, when you have a weapon like that, you would love to see them utilize, especially when the passing game is not going the way that you want it. Well, they're taking a while here to...
Indeed.
Saw on the screen earlier a couple of big games for the Rams coming up. They're in Chilliwack next week, I believe, on the 6th. That'll be the Cascadia game, which is the trophy presentation between those teams. It's a big game for both franchises. And then back home here on the 13th, and the VI Raiders make their way
And despite a 2-3 record, Raiders have looked a lot better this year than the past few seasons. The Westshore held them in check with a pair of wins in that back-to-back. And there you can see it right here, 4 o'clock game on the 13th. Raiders-Rams. Those teams tied right now in the standings with 2 wins each and 4 points. One of the O-linemen, number 53.
Indeed, that is big Robert Prada heading off towards that trainer's tent.
I believe he's a veteran. You hate to see those veteran offensive linemen off for any length of time.
And he is moving his feet on his own volition. It might have just been a matter of heat exhaustion, given the temperatures that they are playing in here today. It's a big, big boy. And as one of those myself, I know we can need some extra water from time to time.
Got to stay hydrated.
Indeed,
look at
as
Wildcat.
Put the ball right into the hands of Badenhorst right off the snap. He only needed just inches, not even a full yard. You said it earlier, Warren, the length of a football, and I think they got a good 2.5 perhaps, depending on the spot. This should be a first down.
I love the deception here. You had the quarterback barking out some signals, and Badenhorst just kind of snuck in there.
He's been a strong enough runner today that I don't know that you needed that level of deception, but I like the trickery nevertheless. Why not?
When you're down 5 touchdowns, you got to try anything to kind of get yourself back in the game.
And, of course, the man at the bottom of that pile of bodies at the line still down for the Westshore defense. That's 2 plays in a row now where a player's been shaken up afterwards.
It's been a very physical game between these teams.
I was trying to check the out-of-town scoreboard on the last injury stoppage because we are not the only game of the day here today, but we are, unfortunately, the only game that's gotten started so far as the Prince George Kodiaks are visiting the VI Raiders. That's a game that is probably just getting started as we speak.
That's going to be a heck of a game. Prince George is much improved, now sitting in 3rd place in the BCFC and a big win against Langley in a game where really the running game was key for Prince George. Badenhorst had the big game. I mentioned 107 yards and a touchdown, and Neal caught 3 catches for 49 yards. But, yeah, the air game was not going for Langley in that one either.
Much less suspenseful, perhaps, as a matchup, but an enticing one nevertheless. Yes, a battle of interior foes as the Kamloops Broncos are in Kelowna to battle the Okanagan Sun. That game getting underway a little over an hour from now, just after 7 o'clock. And, of course, you can watch all of these games here on BCFC TV, and we appreciate you doing so.
I believe we're also on TELUS 1981, so anyone watching that on their cable system, we appreciate them tuned in that way, hopefully with a really big screen TV so you can see all the action For the Win Media provides.
Oh, yeah. Big day of college football as well, so why not? Have us be the cherry on top of a big Saturday full of pigskin as a carry in the hands of Bruce Jones on first down for the Rams. Can't go very far.
No, it's Patillo 62. He's just a mountain of a man, and he got in there with a little help from his friend, and Jones was going nowhere in a hurry.
Brought down for a loss, it looks like, but not much. Second and just shy of 11. Norman will take the snap and hand the ball off. Back to Bruce Jones. Bruce Jones trying to cut up. My goodness, he's pushed out of bounds just shy of that first down, but we do have a pair of flags on the field.
I think it's going to be an illegal block, honestly, Justin, which is a shame because it was a nice run.
And that is likely what opened up the opportunity for Jones to go for that run.
And he didn't need to because Jones had the leverage on him.
It is indeed an illegal block being assessed against Langley, a 10-yard penalty that will walk them back into a 2nd and 20 situation. And I was thinking we were probably going to see Hunter Norman pass on that last play. I would say we are most definitely going to see one here.
Yeah, and even if you're not going to go long, if you're just going to do one of the quick little flip outs there to one of your running backs and see if they can pick up the first down that way.
Bruce Jones is a good option for that, but even one of the receivers, perhaps Natal Tedeschi, has shown a strong ability to gobble up some yards after the catch.
When you'd love to see Gale or Neal get involved in the play too.
Norman looking deep. Pressure coming just through the garbage. As
Ellie was, okay, I'll give Norman credit. Ellie was at least in the vicinity, but that was asking a lot right there. Ellie was all tied up trying to block for him. And
it looked like William Bromelo was about to wrap up Norman for a sack had he not thrown the ball when he did. That was where the pressure was coming from, certainly. And in a 3rd and long, out comes the kicking crew.
that's unfortunate for Langley, too. After the big interception, kind of got the crowd fired up and just couldn't make much hay on that last offensive possession.
Long snap gathered in by Mawa, and he's still able to get that boot away. Drops down at the 40.
That was a real nice catch. That was a low line drive going end over end.
Isaiah Booten able to get his hands on it and hang on tight. We had a pair of flags on that, and I believe that's going to be fair catch related.
Yeah, it should be no yards. There was maybe 1 yard. I think they thought that the ball was going so low that he was going to bobble it a bit and maybe it wouldn't be no yards. But
at the same time, he kind of gathered that in at full speed.
So a fantastic catch.
Tough to tell what you do in a situation like that.
We'll see if the Langley front four can get a little pressure on Wetch that they couldn't get on Session.
As Wetch begins this drive, 1st and 10 from the Langley 51. Hands the ball off. And that's a rush to the left side that picks up a good 6, it looked like.
Yeah, they give him 5 or 6 on the play, and a little deception there. Play action.
Tyrell Hoffland being used as a running back on that play, and why not when you've seen the way he carries the ball as a receiver?
Westshore very deep at the receiving position.
Especially when Zion Brown only entered the game here in the 3rd quarter.
He's over on the right side part of a 3-receiver package, and that's where they'll roll.
Pass is away, and it does connect. Trying to get a read on that jersey number. It's tough to tell what
82.
80 that was, but it is indeed 82. Tyrell Hoffland gets the ball yet again on a complete pass from Zachary Wetch.
See Augustin, or pardon me, I thought it was Augustin's number 20 actually. That's Cushway, great tackle, wrapped him up at the last minute before he could wriggle away. Still a 1st down. Zachary Wetch has done a nice job of managing the game since he's come in. Playing with house money, as they say.
Added a touchdown on his first play.
Oh,
that always helps.
That's got to feel awfully good, especially if mom and dad are watching on BCFC TV.
Helps not just with his own confidence, but the coaching staff confidence in keeping him in there for the rest of this game as well. It's a perfect welcome to the game.
Right, especially if you can build a big lead on the road and then bring him in for almost an entire half. You chance to really kind of see what they can do while Langley has their starters still in also.
1st and 10 now from the Langley 38. Handoff. Rush up the middle, halted after a gain of maybe 2. And I believe that was in the hands of number 10, Josh Nevin.
Nevin got it, and he tried to cut over to the right side, and just a great read by the Rams 15 and 16, Muller and Melnick, to wrap him up. Actually, only gained a yard.
2nd and 9. Shakes the snap, assessing his downfield options. Pass down the middle. Oh, my goodness, that was positively Gavin Session-esque. As he connected with one of Gavin Sessions' favorite targets, number 87, Aiden Bowles.
Do these receivers ever drop a pass that is around them? It's incredible
way they're snaring these throws over the middle.
Big power on that pass as well. Looked like it was shot out of a cannon pretty well.
Yeah, it's not you watch Norman and he gets a lot of air and kind of floats up there a bit. Wetch is just firing his old-fashioned shotgun there from the porch, hitting his receivers.
He will attempt to do it again here on first down. Eyeing the end zone this time. Deep, and he will connect. A pass complete to Zion Brown in the far corner of the Rams end zone. And there is, I believe, a penalty on the play, perhaps?
Well, I think it's going to be the extra celebration
yes.
is going to be, so it's going to be tacked on after the play. But what a terrific pass by Wetch. As you can see, he didn't move much. He just waited. And just pure arm strength put that where only Zion Brown was going to get it. Lots of air through it to where he was going to be. And
that
valiant effort there from 23 Laspa.
A significantly different touchdown than the one he picked up on his entry into the game. Zachary Wetch made pretty well the safest play imaginable by giving the ball to the guy right beside him for TD number 1. And that was about as long a bomb as you can throw in that spot on the field this time around for touchdown number 2.
I was trying to figure out what they were doing with the celebration. Were they playing cards or tiddlywinks? I'm not sure what it was, but nonetheless, touchdown for Westshore as this game slipping through the fingers of the Rams.
Robbie and the team at For the Win Media just gave us another look at it there as we await the point after attempt, but I got to take another look at that celebration, I think, after this kick.
One guy sat cross-legged, second one joined him, and then the third one came in. After the fourth one came in, the ref said, well, that's enough. 3 was fine. You bring in the fourth one, you're getting a flag.
All right. Well, the kick is up and through as the Rebels now lead 42-0. And before this ball gets kicked off to put things in motion yet again, we'll see if we can take one more glance at that touchdown celebration.
The Rams got called offside penalty, and here we go. Beautiful little touchdown here from Wetch, but it's the celebration after that we're paying extra special attention to, and unfortunately the telestrator's got the low battery right now.
Zion Brown, welcome to the game.
It might have been the throw, actually. He threw the ball at the defender covering him, and I wonder if that was where the penalty came. Oh, he threw it there.
Yes. There was some sort of longer involved choreographed
We'll have to pick the
celebration.
brains of the coaching staff that are sitting up here beside us and see if they've got any idea.
Like they were playing cards or something.
What the heck that was. What that is, though, is a 42-0 lead for the visitors. A decent return there, Justin, once again for the Rams. He's looked real good returning kicks. I mean, he's positive yardage each and every time. Another Rebel injured.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around that celebration.
Will haunt your dreams
I think the Rebels
tonight.
perhaps are attempting to assert themselves as the Wizards of the Coast by playing a little Magic the Gathering in that end zone.
See, it could be that. If you want to reach Justin on Twitter, you can throw your thoughts, or below if you're watching this on the replay on YouTube. Just tell us what you think they were doing.
Yeah.
Or if you're a member of the Rebels, tell us what you were doing.
Yeah. If you don't appreciate the attempts at humor, please hesitate to contact
We're trying
us.
to keep ourselves involved in this game.
Absolutely. 2.5 minutes and change to go here in the third quarter.
Pushing a pile for Ellie.
To make something happen off the rush. And that'll be a pickup of about 5, and that is really something out of nothing. In fact, they're going to say that was closer to 7 yards on the carry.
Well,
He just kept pumping his feet.
And also, is it 55? 55 there is the unsung hero on that play. Is
Max Hansen.
Hansen did a fantastic job of just kind of pushing the pile from behind and picking up an extra 2 or 3 yards.
That's Max with a double X as well.
Like that character Vin Diesel plays. Ellie, nice job here. Hits the hole and once again gets a little bit of help this time. It's number 60, Jordan Sy, another one of the offensive linemen. You know they love to get in there and hit bodies and push the pile ahead here again, and a first down for the Rams.
And again, it's the running game making things happen on this drive, at least in the early stages. Reggie Ellie finally getting involved.
Westshore's loaded up the line, though, this time.
And that's not entirely fair to Reggie Ellie. He has been involved in this game, just not busting things open the way that we might be accustomed to seeing from him as he gets the ball yet again and will pick up another 5 yards on first down. No, they'll call it 6. And that is what we are accustomed to seeing, a kind of automatic 6 or so yards per carry from a guy with the power in the legs that Ellie possesses.
Well, early on, Westshore's defensive line just did such a good job of sealing up those holes, and guys are getting a little bit tired as the game goes on and the score has been run up, so we still got another quarter to go.
Norman takes a short snap and will hand the ball off to Reggie Elliott again, and he will head towards that far sideline. He's off to the races, popped out of bounds with a big shot to the helmet.
Cone.
Cameron Cohen did not like that one bit as we take another look at the replay here. Ellie heading to that sideline. Boom. Pounced by Cameron Cohen. And there is a penalty on the play, objectionable conduct levied against the offense. So perhaps some jaw-jacking after that hit. And it is costly for the Rams.
You know, and I get you want to, no matter what the score, you want to get yourself back into the game. But when you're down as much as you are, maybe save the trash talking for a game that's a little closer.
Of course, that penalty coming after the play was over, so it is still a first down. They just moved the ball back. Some yardage sacrificed on that flag, unfortunately, but we'll see if Reggie Ellie can go get it right back. First down, for which Hunter Norman goes to work from the midfield mark. Norman looking downfield, heads to the sky.
Well, that's a penalty. That's pass interference. He had Tedeschi by the shirt.
There were a couple of defenders buzzing around that area. One of them came down with the ball, but it's going to be PI as we take another look at the replay. Norman had to gather in that low snap, but he did get that ball away.
Yeah, it was Bronson Pfeffer, one of the veterans for the Rebels, that just got the mid on him.
Cameron Cohen in that spot as well. And he was the one who came up with the ball, but of course, Tedeschi being wrapped up had a lot to do with that.
Nice play, too, by Norman. He didn't wait. It was a set play. That was his first read. Chucked it down the field there, and they'll move the sticks.
First and 10 now from the 40. Norman takes the snap, hands the ball off for a run, I believe, in the hands of Bruce Jones, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that was Jones.
Indeed it was.
His ride went backwards on that play.
Take another look at it. Wrapped up. Do-si-doed almost. Little line dancing on that one.
Once again, Manny, to you. He is a large specimen, and he was not going to let him go anywhere.
And that's an unnecessary roughness penalty being assessed against Cooper Niedermeyer for the Rebels.
A couple of big penalties to end the third quarter against the Rebels, and marches the Rams into striking distance now as we're about to play the fourth quarter. I'd love to see the Rams have at least a good fourth quarter to leave the fans feeling good going home. Give yourself some momentum going into the game against the Valley Huskers next week.
And I was just thinking this might be their most sustained drive that we've seen in a little while here. And it's largely been the running game making it happen. Of course, they've gotten some assists from some officiating flags as well.
Well, and I think, honestly, games like this in the Okanagan Sun kind of show that they're maybe in the top tier. They've shown that, and they battle with each other there. And then you've got probably 5 teams that are right in that middle package from Langley to Valley, and then, of course, Kamloops on the never-ending rebuild.
On the lower end, yes.
But So games like this, you can kind of flush them away, realizing where those teams are at, and you're battling. You're still in a playoff position if you're the Langley Rams, even at 2-3, depending on how things go today in the other games.
Speaking of, we'll see if I can grab a score update from
I
the
think
island.
I think that Raiders and Kodiak's game is going to be a fantastic game. I really do.
It is currently underway. I don't have an exact time to hand along in that regard in the first quarter, but I can tell you that the VI Raiders currently hold a 7-0 lead at home over the Prince George Kodiaks.
Well, VI's offense has been pretty good this year overall, except the games against the Rebels, so don't want to explode back again.
Hunter Norman looking towards the end zone here for his first touchdown of the day. Can he get it? He does. Langley with the touchdown to begin the fourth quarter. And he's been the favored receiver all day, so why not? Tyson Galai gets the Rams on the board.
Yeah, nice play by Norman. Showed good patience, rolled out to the left side and delivered that where only his receiver could catch it. And that is 3 touchdowns this year for Tyson. Leads all receivers in touchdowns. In fact, he's the only receiver to have a touchdown this year.
That seems almost unbelievable. But I suppose as I break down the box scores of the games that the Rams have played so far, it adds up. Just when you think of some of the teams we have seen here in Langley over the years and the receiving cores that they've had.
Well, looking back at the likes of Edwards and Jones, I mean, they've been some very good receivers. They're going for 2 right here. Hey, why not? But Norman overthrows his man, adding a little disgust at himself for the play as he overthrew the target.
Javon Katoy as well, a guy who is now making some noise with the BC Lions, was a terrific Langley Ram here at this level as well.
He was a man-child. I did one game with him in Chilliwack. They had 3 defenders on him, and they still couldn't stop him from catching the ball.
And it just, I think, goes to show you the level of the pro game, even the CFL, because I was so convinced that a guy like him who put on the kind of displays that we saw here in the CJFL would just step right into that Lions roster immediately. And it took him a good couple years, 2-3 seasons as a practice squad player as well before that. And he has gotten to that place, but it certainly is a big step up to do those things at the CFL level, and he is doing them now.
And it helps when you've got a quarterback like Nathan Rourke, now firing on all cylinders finally, has some trust in him to get him the ball too. So
I wonder as well on the defensive side if we will see Kyle Clarat eventually take that step as well.
Well, of course, they've got another Rams legend, Sean White.
Obviously, yes.
I can't miss Sean White kicking the ball for the Lions.
Formerly of the Big Kahuna Rams.
Yes.
Back in the day.
Ooh.
The kick return team goes to work now for the Westshore Rebels, and what a return it was.
Almost 40 yards on that pickup.
Tristan Remus Aravallo, as we'll take another look at it on the replay, scoops it up.
Oh. There we go.
At around the
Groundhog Day.
13 or so. 14, we'll call it. And he came all the way to the midfield mark. So, yeah, 41 yards on that return. Impressive stuff.
Real good job by the kicking team of allowing him that line. A little bit of a police escort till they tracked him down a bit later in the run. Oh,
going deep. What an arm on Zachary Wetch. And there's flags on the play for pass interference. I know that this is an even-up call pretty well based on what we saw on the last drive for the Rams, but I don't know that I like that one. We'll take another look at it on the replay here.
In all honesty, they could have been called for roughing the passer. The way they're calling the game says he caught him just after he had thrown it. But
I guess there's some contact there.
Yeah, he kind of spun him around. You can see he had the jersey up high on Zion Brown.
And I will apologize. I missed that on the first glance. Good job, officiating crew, ultimately. But my goodness, what power on the arm of Zachary Wetch. And I would not have assumed that when he first took the field that he would have that kind of arm.
He looks like a big man, though. The eye test.
He looks like a different kind of quarterback.
He's got
though,
the
right?
Ben Roethlisberger build.
Exactly. Seems like a guy who can run the ball himself a little bit as well. And that time his pass is knocked out of the sky. A diving effort from C.J. Augustin. Great
Real
stuff
nice play
right
here
there from number 10.
Wetsch doesn't need much, though. 2 steps back, and he's chucking it down about 25, 30 yards with very little effort. Great defensive play. Sean Cullen there in the middle of the heart of the defense, trying to rally his troops here, keep them engaged.
Wetsch again looking for a pass, and it is complete, but his receiver is down as he gathers it in. So no yards after that catch, and it was a short completion as well.
Hofflin, boy, he has been engaged in this game, has he not? And a nice play to snare that ball in, but good news for the Rams. They will get the ball back and a chance to build on that last touchdown they just scored. But what a great day for football, though. And you're in the lower 20s, not much of a breeze, perfect conditions.
Bouncing ball will head into the end zone and maybe bounce all the way out of that end zone. Indeed, it does.
Another Rouge.
Put a single up on the board for the Westshore Rebels.
Now, if you look at the league so far, been a lot of one-sided games overall. So when you do get those close ones like the Rams and the Huskers, it's a treat.
It's an excellent game that we were treated to here at McLeod.
And we get that next week. Or is it next week or the week after? I think it's next week.
In Valley?
Yes, I think it's the 6th.
I'll check the
I
schedule
should know that
right now, but I believe you are correct. Considering we're coming off of a bye week right now and our next home game is 2 weeks away, I would say they are on the road.
I'm excited because both teams are coming off of lopsided losses. They're going to want to redeem themselves. That is, you don't want to, if you can't make it out to Langley, make sure you, or to Chilliwack, make sure you tune in.
Indeed, Langley Rams visiting the Valley Huskers 1 week from today on September 6th. And, of course, as we mentioned, the Rams returning home to take on the VI Raiders right here at McLeod. That game, 4 p.m. start time. Doors at 3 right here at McLeod Stadium.
Well, if you're the Rams, you're looking at the schedule now. You've got some of the big dogs out of the way with Okanagan and Westshore both visiting here, and a chance now to pick up some points against the likes of Valley and the Raiders.
Unfortunately, you've got most of your home schedule out of the way here as well. It was very front-loaded for Langley this year. After today, just that one more home date in the regular season left to play. Hunter Norman's offense goes back to work. Pressure in the pocket, peeling out, passes away. Good power from Norman, but in a dangerous position. And it will fall harmlessly incomplete, but there was not one, not two, but perhaps 3 Westshore Rebels in position to scoop that one up.
Well, Tyson had to play defensive back, and it was going to be coming back no matter what anyway, as there was holding.
Penalty declined, bringing up 3rd and 9 from the 36.
That was a tough pass to throw in there, though, as Cone and Booten were both in better position to secure the ball.
Kicking team coming out.
Clock continuing to wind down inside 11 minutes in the football game. What I'm always looking for in these kind of blowout games is to see when the guys come in, the second stringers, can they make a mark on the game? Can they put some doubt in the coach's mind? And we'll see that. We'll see if Langley starts subbing in some guys that have spent more time on special teams or the practice roster and see if they can make a little bit of mark on this game. I would imagine Westshore is going to do the same, and although their bench a lot smaller, being a road game for them.
I believe the Rams just got hit by a procedural penalty, marching them back even further here. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down. Mawa able to settle that ball down before that kick got away, and it will take a couple odd bounces around the 45. Westshore kicking crew wrapped up and brought down before they could go very far.
Nice job there by 38, Lucas Gauthier. Waited as the ball was bouncing around and then got in there in a nice tackle, wrapped up his man right away. You can see him sneaking right there, 38. Worked around, he was not going to let the returner go.
There have been a few no yards penalty flags assessed against Langley already today, so you can see, in fact, both Rams defenders in the frame trying to stay back and keep their distance. Errant pass bounced off the hand of its intended receiver.
Wetch is an absolute cannon for an arm, though. He just stands in there and throws it with force.
But again, when you look at him, just in terms of stature, he seems like a short yardage type quarterback, a guy who's going to be able to rush for 3 yards or make a short pass to get you that first down, perhaps. You do not expect him to have the kind of power in that absolute cannon that he has displayed so far in this one since coming in and back in the third quarter. That's a short screen pass, however, and it will still turn into a good amount of yards for the Westshore offense as they'll pick up about 7 on that pass that connected to Tyrell Hoffland, who is really putting a strong case together for player of the game here in this one.
Well, you can see number 60, Alan McKibben, right there, offensive lineman out there, clearing out the way, making sure his receiver got a few extra yards on that play. And the big hogs love to get out there and hit some guys in the open field. Had a good play there for the Westshore Rebels to keep this drive alive.
They're going to bring the kicking crew out, however, because it'll be a 3rd and 2 situation. And when you have the lead that they currently enjoy, why risk field position?
Whew.
Long punt, too, will come down at the 20 in the waiting hands of, I believe, Natal Tedeschi, who tried to cut in towards the middle but had nowhere to go. And, in fact, that is number 21, Dante Meyer, on the return.
So we're already starting to see a few other players get a chance in this game. You like that because there's 8.5 minutes to go, too, so there's a chance to actually make an impact on a game.
And Tedeschi's been one of the featured receivers in this game as well. You do not need to be putting him out there in special team situations.
We've got some very important games coming up here down the stretch. They're going to be games with playoff implication, the teams that you are battling with. And you want to keep those players healthy. But it looks like it's still Norman's going to stay in there.
I like that call, honestly. Give him some more time to build that confidence and feel more comfortable. He's gotten better as this game has gone along. And that is a result of course, the coaching staff giving him the rope to find his game again after a pair of consecutive interceptions back in that first quarter. He's been good here, particularly in the second half.
Well, I think the only reason you would pull him is if he was doing a poor job. I don't know if that's the case in this game. I think Westshore's just a very, very good team, especially on defense.
I just think if you're going to have to go without Polena Hooper for however long the Rams are going to be without him, you want to give Hunter Norman as many looks as possible to build that confidence and become a guy you feel comfortable starting games with.
Hooper's had the injury history, unfortunately, in the 1.5 years that he's played in this league. All the talent in the world.
Loose ball jumped on and recovered by the Rams off that snap, and that's Hunter Norman who was able to jump on it as we take another look here. Just was not able to wrap it up on the snap, but he did jump on it like a live grenade after the fact. Rambo and the Rampage Dance team getting folks fired up here at McLeod as the Rams will kick this one away. It's a long punt that comes down at about the 52. Another penalty flag on the field in a special team situation yet again, but there was quite a hit at the end there.
He got inflicted more punishment than I think he deserved on that play after a high soaring end over end kick. We'll see here. He got great distance on this. Got to be about 40 yards at least on the play, but watch the end of it here. Big block there and kind of wraps him up, spins him around, and then he got up again and boom, nope, right back down.
Big push from Riley McDonald of the Rams to make sure that play was completed. But it's going to be a penalty flag now that will march things forward. Penalty assessed against Langley. And the Rebels will begin this drive from inside Rams territory, 1st and 10 from the Langley 44. It's a running play up the gut. One of the better runs we've seen in this half for Westshore, where they have heavily favored the pass and with good reason.
Antoine Daly gets a chance there, his 3rd carry of the year.
I believe that ball also came loose, but another fumble recovered by the offensive team. Jumped on immediately by the Rebels, but very, very nearly a different story.
That was a hot potato. That went through about 6 sets of hands before it settled back in on the Westshore side.
First down Rebels, though, 1st and 10 now from the Langley 34.
That's got to be tough for Daly. He hasn't carried the ball much, and he got a good run, but then kind of...
They'll fake the handoff now. It'll be Wetch himself who will run the ball. Runs right into a defender, however, who will deposit him on his behind.
That did not go the way I thought it was going to go. Lauren, great job, because honestly, Wetch is a little bigger than Lauren, but you see, he just stuffed him right there with a great tackle. Naked bootleg as Wetch went up there. I thought he was just going to mow him down, but boy, he was sat down.
Absolutely lifted him up by the legs and deposited him on the turf.
I love they got the big man rumbling, though, in the naked bootleg.
Nice power as well, however, from the defensive player, Ben Lauren. This time, they'll go back to the pass, and that may be a case of Zachary Wetch feeling all kinds of pressure coming. The blitz was looking like he was staring down a sack, and he got that pass away before the contact arrived.
That was Cushway got in there really quick, and before Wetch could throw the ball, he made some contact on him, and the ball went awry, and so there'll be a chance for Langley to get the ball back with 4.5 minutes to go here in the football game.
Ball on the 28 at the moment, and are we going to see a field goal attempt? It looks as though we just might.
I'm just having a quick peek there, and who have we got? 85 kicking Wiersma.
It's going to be a 35-yard field goal attempt.
He has kicked a 39-yarder. He's 2 for 2 in field goals.
Wiersma puts it up.
Make that 3 for 3. Oh, no, he went wide.
Went wide to the left, and it is run out of the end zone successfully by the Rams, forced out of bounds at the 7 in the hands of Drew Cushway. And Cushway getting all kinds of heated right now along that sideline. The official doing his best to stay in between. And that is a penalty being assessed against Charlie Campbell. I believe Langley number 9 was the number called on that.
Must have said something.
A 15-yard penalty when...
Because he was scraping himself off the turf. And this right now, this is just tempers boiling over in a lopsided game.
The heat and exhaustion, I'm sure, factoring in as well right now with just under 4 minutes left to play here in the fourth.
So that's Cullen.
Sean Cullen now being called for objectionable conduct.
And, I mean, it's tough. You plan for a game all week long. This is what you've had your preparation for. And when it doesn't go your way, frustration can set in.
Well, C.J. Augustin looking just mystified at the moment. Hands in the air.
Well, now they got to start from basically the shadow of their own goal line.
Not one but 2 penalties after that ball was run out of the end zone by Drew Cushway. Langley now on their own 4. And this is the danger zone, to say the least.
This is also a prime place where you can try to air the ball out, too.
We'll see what Hunter Norman has time to do.
Oh, no, it's Westshore's ball.
Oh, yeah. Wait a second.
I know, I was confused at first. I thought they were going to go the other way, but no, another touchdown. As Daly gets his first touchdown of the year.
Wait. We just saw a field goal attempt precede all that. How did...
I have a feeling that maybe they hit the kicker. That was from what I kind of heard the rumblings from up here.
And then all kinds of additional penalties
Exactly.
after that kick return that was all for nothing.
Moved
Okay.
it all down. Weir's up there to kick another point after attempt.
Absolute strange stuff. Very, very bizarre sequence of this game.
You got to love junior football.
Yeah, folks, I apologize, but I'm sure you at home are just as confused as I am. So I'm not sure what I'm apologizing for. Little over 3 minutes left to play in this one. A big, big lead now on the board for the Westshore Rebels, up 50-6 on the road here in Langley.
Looking right below me, the amount of red in the stands, it looks like Westshore traveled pretty well up from the Rock to cheer on their team, and they're a heck of a talented team. And I think what's impressed me most about them is the depth of their receiving core. I mean, both quarterbacks have been great, but they've thrown anything remotely near them, they look like Spider-Man in his prime, snaring everything in.
If you have a jersey that begins with the number 8,
yes,
you have a rough chance of catching every single thing thrown your way if you're a member of the Westshore Rebels today, because number 81, Tristan Remus Arevalo, has been mostly used as a kick return player, but he, along with 82, Terrell Hofflin, number 83, Brady Jenkins, and number 87, Aiden Bowles, have just been magnifique in this game. Chef's kiss.
And I mean, I know we're the Rams broadcast, but you got to give credit where credit's due, and I think hats off to them. Rams have battled hard in this. I think penalties and a few self-inflicted wounds have really set the tone early in this game. They couldn't recover from that. So now the key is, Justin,
Another
get out of this
penalty
game
flag.
unscathed.
Yeah, exactly. Just get this over with. Run the clock down. Avoid, putting yourself in a situation where a guy could potentially be injured. You just want this game to be over as quickly as possible if you're the Langley Rams.
Absolutely, and I'm sure Westshore, they'd love to get a few more points, but they want to get out unscathed also.
Now, this time, it is Hunter Norman out there on offense.
Number 8.
And they'll hand the ball off. Oh, yeah, indeed. They went to Jacob Davies at this late stage of the game.
Correct me if I'm wrong, this is the second stint for Jacob Davies with the Langley Rams.
It is indeed, yeah.
Spent some time with the Huskers, I know.
I believe a former standout in the BC high school ranks as well. That's a name that I remember quite well.
And the little factoid about him, also an actor.
Oh.
He's been in some TV shows.
Oh, maybe I'll see him on set one of these days. I'm something of an actor myself.
Well,
to quote Norman
you got to ask him who
Osborn.
his agent is. There's the question.
I got a pretty good agent of my own, honestly, to be honest. But that's neither here.
Well, maybe he'll be asking who your agent is.
Yeah, I'm pretty new to the game. I should be asking him for tips on workshops and whatnot. But I've booked one commercial so far.
Excellent.
Right now, Jacob Davies getting that pass away, but he did take some contact after the fact as things getting very chippy in the late stages of this game on both sides. And that pass incomplete as well will bring up 3rd and 6.
Yeah, you can see Davies scrambling, but the timing not quite there, and I think maybe it slipped off his fingers a little bit. Quite the out route there, and no chance for the receiver to snare that one in. Number 81, Jake Kirby. Chance to be targeted in this game.
Kirby has caught one pass so far this year for 14 yards. So if you get the ball in his hands, he's going to do something good with it. And now they'll give it the safety. And so it is now 52-6.
And a tough game for the Rams only gets tougher. These last two drives have been difficult, to say the least. It's tough to do anything when you're pinned in the kind of field position that they've been, just by penalties, and penalties for frustration that is now being directed towards the officiating crew. It's a hard one at this stage.
Well, Rams are 2-2 at home now this year. I mean, they beat the Valley Huskers 25-19. They beat Kamloops 28-2. The two losses, though, have been real tough to Okanagan. They were bounced 39-0 in that home opener, and then this one today, 52-6. As we mentioned, they are still holding on to a playoff spot, depending on how that Kodiak's Raiders game going. If you're a Rams fan, you actually want the Kodiaks to win that game so you stay ahead of the Raiders in terms of games played. They'll both have 2 wins on the year.
And I had to dig deep in the archives for this one, but Jacob Davies, former starting quarterback for Earl Marriott at the high school.
Yes, at a Surrey and White Rock area.
And I do recall him doing some damage at BC Place during those Subway Bowl games a good 4 or 5 years ago now.
That's some good internet sleuthing there, my friend.
Huddle, HUDL, high school football tracking, and it is very, very useful. It's a nice little move to keep that run alive as the Westshore Rebels go right back to work. The ball in the hands of Antoine Daly. We'll take another look at it here on the replay. We'll take the handoff from Wetch and then plow forward for a good 14 yards or so. Big little jump right here.
Yeah, just a real nice run. Look at the IMD page of Jacob Davies, and he's got quite a few credits to his name.
Oh, way more than me. Yeah, he's killing it.
From Woody Woodpecker to worst day ever. This might feel like the worst day ever for some of these players, unfortunately. A little bit of pinball action there for the running back, 29, Antoine Daly, who's carried the rock a lot here in the fourth quarter.
Just a 1-yard pickup for Daly on that one. Inside the final 2 minutes of this game, 1:50 remaining here in quarter number 4.
Aiden Arnold was the man that wrapped him up, got the hand on his leg and dropped him down.
Thought that was a fake handoff, but no, the real McCoy. I was fooled by that one, but the defense was not. Langley acting fast and able to halt that play for a loss of 3. It'll end the drive as well.
Blair Van Brunschot, 17 for Westshore. Chance to get his hands on the ball. Had 2 receptions coming into the game. Yeah, both teams are just kind of going through the motions, I think, now more than anything. Just get out of this game unscathed as much as you can. It's been a very physical game. Lots of injuries on both sides. Kicking's been fantastic, though.
At this stage, it is mostly about containing the emotion of a game like this, as we have seen a lot of penalty flags in the final, let's say, 4 minutes of clock time here in this contest. And we got another penalty flag on this kick return as well.
Yeah, it's no yards with a nice high kick there. And I mean, lots of emotions for the players coming in and getting a chance to get some valuable game time no matter what the score. They'll be in a little better field position. I'm just looking at the size of 93 for Westshore Barland. Boy, that is a house of a man on the defensive line.
Likely the last drive of the game for the Langley offense, and it's a pass complete to number 84, Matthew Uzlansky. Speaking of new players getting into the game in the late stages, Jacob Davies connecting with Uzlansky for a pickup of about 4.
It's got to feel good for both of them. Davies making the completion and receiver getting a chance to show what they can do. And almost broke away. Got away from the first tackle, couldn't escape the second.
Hand the ball off for a run this time.
That looked like a horse collar, but they may just say keep this clock running. Let's tuck the flags away if we can.
I thought that was Bruce Jones just on stride alone, but no, that is indeed number 39, Pharaoh Hassan, being rewarded for some strong performances on special teams. Why not give him some touches late in this one, the way he has motored those feet on the kick return crew.
He's got very good speed. He's got nice shiftiness too. Yeah, absolutely perfect to give him a shot and see what he can come up with here late in this football game.
It was a good 5.5 yards at least on that last carry, and it looks like they're going to elect to go for it on third down with 12 seconds left. Why not?
Yeah, it's probably the last play, and if Westshore gets it back, it'll be victory formation.
Jacob Davies takes the snap, hands the ball off for a run up the gut. That ball comes loose, fumbled, and immediately downed. However, no time on the clock. That will do it for this game.
Only fitting that Booten gets it because he's had a magnificent game for the Westshore Rebels on defense. We've called his name so many times tonight.
And of course, we do apologize for mispronunciations from time to time here as well, Warren. So just to cover our bases,
yes,
I'm going to say it might be poutine rules apply here. His name may be Isaiah Butzin, and if it is, I will say it that way just the once to make sure I've covered my bases.
Yeah, I think we've heard Vladimir Putin's name too many times on the news lately, and maybe that's subconsciously seeking into.
No, it's the Frenchman in me wanting to make a late appearance here. But I appreciate you making the trek out from Chilliwack and, of course, doing some pre-scouting perhaps, as you will get another look at the Langley Rams 1 week from today, Warren, when they visit your Valley Huskers out there in Chilliwack. And that should be a great game because when we saw those two teams play here at McLeod earlier in the season, a real highlight so far on the year for the Rams, to be sure.
A real defensive battle. I was here in the stands watching it as a fan, and back and forth came down to the last play of the game, and Langley stopped Harp from reaching the end zone and secured the win. And like I said, both teams are coming off of lopsided losses to very good teams. They both want to redeem themselves. So I imagine if you can make the drive out to Chilliwack to cheer on your Rams, please do so. Let's pack that house.
And I think if you're a Rams fan who was here for that game at McLeod between those two teams, and that was back on August the 2nd, just an excellent football game.
Absolutely.
Even if Langley had not been able to come back for the win, the fact that they came back and made it a contest at all after the way that game started, tremendously entertaining. 25-19 was the final score in that one back on August the 2nd. They will play the rematch in Chilliwack 1 week from today before we're back for the final home game of the season, the regular season that is, here at the township of Langley at McLeod Stadium, and that is, of course,
crazy to
the
think.
Langley Rams welcoming the VI Raiders, and the Raiders in action as we speak. I want to take one last look at the out-of-town scoreboard before we wrap this thing up. But just a tough game here for the Rams in this one, and they will, as you said, try and bounce back against a team that is more on their level next week in the Valley Huskers.
That middle tier, I like to call it.
As we take one quick look here at the out-of-town scoreboard. Of course, every time I search BCFC football.
You got to search their X, the Twitter. That's where they're a little more.
It gives me some kind of league in England where they're playing soccer, of course. But it's still in the first quarter on the island. The Raiders with a 13-7 lead at home over the Huskers. Those Raiders, the team that you will see here at McLeod the next time the Rams are in action here at home. I will have Jake Elliott back with me for that one, but always a pleasure, Warren, and I'm sure you and I will see each other at BC Place before too long here as well, if I don't make the drive myself out to see the Huskers game next week. But on behalf of Warren Andrews, I'm Justin Morissette. On behalf of Robbie Crooks and the whole team here at For the Win Media, we thank you for tuning in and spending your Saturday watching the Pigskin here on BCFC TV.